Chapter 6183. Now it is impossible to participate in this level of battle with the super eternity alone. You must break through and become the 9 tribulations realm. It seems that blue is not an opponent. Wu Li shook his head and said, in the battle of metal life, the divine power is almost indigestible, but blue consumes too much. Wu's were retorted at this time. Don't forget, after the fusion of Bru and Danbao's fleshly bodies, God's body contains the power of life. He has never used it, and the divine power consumed can be replenished at one time. He is hiding his strength and wants to take advantage of the opportunity. One-hit kill. Jian Wushuang stared at him and didn't speak. He also understood the power of life. Don't see it. He could see that Bru had used all his strength. If he guessed correctly, he would have used the force of life. But he stood up suddenly, his pupils rounded. Not good. Through the crystal ball, he could feel a terrifying threat brewing. This threat came to him. But he's already eyeing Bruce. Brother Wushuang, don't scare me, is Zama's here? Wu Zuten also stood up and looked around vigilantly. It's serious. As soon as he finished speaking, he saw a terrifying aura rising from the crystal ball. The borders of the god's realm. The battle between Blue and Lan Yen has reached a fever pitch. At present, neither of the two sides can do anything to gain the other, and they stare at each other, waiting for the next chance to make a shot. But at this moment, Bru stared at Lan Yen's back in horror, and said with a trembling voice, "Are you Shilu?" Looking at Blue's gaze, on the short mountain behind Lan Yen, there is a monster with golden rays of light standing. His saws are like human hands, lightly grabbing the ground and pinching the entire mountain. Smash. Did you recognize me? Did Jian Wushuang tell you? From Bruce's body, he could feel the breath of the north dimension. After Lan Yen heard the movement, she turned her head quickly, and her pupils shrank even more when she saw Shilu. Natural fear comes from the heart. That kind of fear seems to be innate. Not only the blue face, but also the blue water. When the man standing beside Lan Shui saw the monster that appeared, his pupils also shrank suddenly, and he clenched his fists. This was the first time that he was serious. He didn't put him in the previous battle between Blue and Lan Yen. Lan Yen and Lan Shui didn't know much about his strength, they just felt that he didn't speak much. In fact, among the 3 metal beings, he is still the strongest. The visitor is not good, and you will leave with Lan Yen later. Ah! Lan Shui said in surprise, how can you speak? This was the first time she heard the big man speak. The man, codenamed Lan Tian, also came from the northern time and space. He came to you. Lan Shen's voice was low. Lan Shui was very calm about this and said disdainfully, so what? His divine power is only 1.5 stars, so it's not a big threat. No, that's just the surface. Indeed, as Lan Tian said, the aura that Shilu just broke out is just a conventional combat power. Seeing Shilu appear, Bruce thought of what the real king had said to him back then. Beware serious. Be careful that Shilu absorbs blue face and blue water. Once these 2 metal beings are absorbed, it's over. Even if Jian Wushuang and the others can break through themselves in the Great Realm King, or even reach the God of the Universe, they will not be Xylus opponents. The best solution now is to kill Lan Yen and Lan Shui, so that Shilu cannot become a complete body. Or kill the current Siru directly. Unfortunately, Bruce couldn't do it. Not to mention killing Shilu, even killing Lan Yen would be difficult for him. At this time, Shen Lan Yen was relieved from the panic and he frowned. Is this guy also with Jian Wushuang? You don't know. This time it was Bruce's turn to be surprised. Unexpectedly, Lan Yen didn't know Shilu. In this way, he suddenly understood. The metal life was created by absorbing the life of Wanlu. Shilu was created from the power of blood, which are 2 kinds of creatures. Although it was created by one person, it is normal for the 2 to not know each other. In this way, he has a way. Should I know this ugly guy? Lan Yen asked back, thinking that Blue's question was strange. Lan Yen, let's cooperate. Bruce opened his heart and directly revealed Xylus' identity. I came here to absorb him and Lan Shui. It is better to cooperate, kill Shilu first, and then they will fight. When Lan Yen heard the words, she couldn't help but sneer. Why don't you two go together? I want to see how his strength is. Although he felt that Shilu was terrifying in his heart, the divine aura he gave him was not so powerful, and it was not necessarily his opponent. Madness! Blue cursed inwardly, feeling that Lan Yen was too arrogant and couldn't see Xyla's true strength at all. It's not a single fight at all, it can be one. Tikiste, it's interesting, it's better for you to help me defeat these two metal beings, and I can spare your life. Siru turned his head and glanced at Bruce. He's really not joking, but he really has this plan, because the blue sky is a threat to him, and the blue face and blue water are not worth mentioning. After hearing this, Bru just sneered, clenched his fists, and suddenly turned around to gather air waves with one hand, sending out a powerful air wave in the direction of the blue sky and blue water. The quaking world was shaking. In the face of the sudden attack, Lan Shui was also a little stunned. Fortunately, Lan Tian stood up and took the air wave with one hand, and his figure moved slightly. Then began to walk in the direction of Shilu. As he walked, he said, "Lunin, run away with Lan Shui." "Escape." Lan Yen smiled disdainfully. "You made a mistake. It's them who should escape. 3 against 2, the advantage is still ours." "Bru is helping you." Lan Tian corrected a sentence. "Silu is stronger than you, even if it is me, it is difficult to take him down, you better hide away." When Blue heard the words, he was the first to retreat. His attack just now was to force Lan Tian and Lan Shui to attack Shilu together. Shilu wasn't stupid either. He raised his arm and pointed it out. The light beam erupted from his fingertips and instantly pierced Bruce's chest. Puff! With just one blow, Bruce was seriously injured. Lan Yen felt that something was wrong at this time, but she still bit the bullet and stayed. Looking at the persuasion, Lan Tian didn't say more, but walked to Shilu alone. "Big man, you can't do it, let me do it." Lan Yen was about to stop her, but she was stunned the next moment. I saw Lan Tian flying, and in an instant he arrived in front of Shilu, and he shot Shilu out with a single punch. Blue Sky's figure flashed, and he shot again, grabbing Xyla's 2 wings, and tearing it apart fiercely. A huge hole opened instantly. Ah! Chapter 6184. Lan Tian shouted angrily, and multicolored rays of light burst out from his mouth, and a powerful divine power rose into the sky. At this moment, the divine power of Lan Tian surpassed 2 stars. That is 200 million divine power. The powerful impact force was poured into Xyla's body, constantly expanding Shilu, and after it swelled to an amazing appearance, it completely burst open. Shredded all over the place. Lan Tian was also panting heavily, turned his head to glance at Lan Yen, and said, "Let's go with Lan Shui and kill Jian Wushuang. This is your mission, don't worry about me." "Don't worry, this monster is seriously injured anyway, and it's not a threat to me now." Although he was shocked just now, he was still a little arrogant and felt that Shilu had been seriously injured and there was no threat to him. At the same time, he turned his head and glanced at Bruce and said, "Are you still accumulating power? Don't worry, when I kill this monster, it will be your turn soon." Ignorance. Blue's single arm continued to gather divine power, and his arm had gathered 180 million divine power. But this is not for the opponent's metal life, but to completely kill Siru. Compared with Shilu, these metal beings are much cuter. I would rather die in the hands of metal life than let Shilu live. He will do his best to give Shilu a ruthless one. It's better to kill him with one hit and knock him out completely. Wow! The smashed Shilu gathered and formed again. But the power has dropped a lot. "You actually can hurt me." Shilu revealed an unbelievable expression. After he came to the Realm King continent, he absorbed an unknown number of practitioners, and even absorbed a cosmic god. Then start looking around for metal life. He knew that the goal of metal life was Jian Wushuang, so he stayed in the star field of the gods, waiting for the opportunity. He is very clear about the power of Lan Yen Lan Shui. But I didn't expect this big man to be so powerful. "Shilu, I am your Terminator, Blue Sky." What? The divine power of the blue sky broke out again, and the fists suddenly rushed out like a lion, penetrating the entire mountain range. Lan Yen and Lan Shui were stunned by this scene. Even Bruce was surprised. The condensed divine power also slowed down. The current situation does not seem to require him. Boom. Sirius, whose divine body was shattered again, crawled out of the rocks with difficulty. After wiping the blood on the corner of his mouth, he moved his broken arm, and with a roar, he instantly regained his peak body. Divine power did not drop too much. Big black man, I don't have any information about you. It seems that you are a poor product. Lan Tian replied coldly, my goal is different from yours. You are to kill Jian Wushuang, and I am to end the monsters that should not belong to this world. Oh. Shilu heard the words and sneered, so, you were refined to kill me? You can think so. Blue Sky clenched his fists, ready to shoot again. But this time, Shilu didn't give him a chance, and he rushed towards Lan Yen in a flash. Not good. Xyla's speed is very fast, it has surpassed the Blue Sky, and he can't stop it at all. This waste. Bru gritted his teeth, thinking that he didn't need to take action himself, but he didn't expect Xyla's speed to suddenly explode, and it was already unstoppable. In the end, he had to do it. Sururu! He roared angrily, shook his arm, and a beam of light burst into the sky. Straight to Shilu. The divine power contained in it has reached the 2-star universe god. Even if you can't kill Siru, there is no problem with being seriously injured. You. Shilu was shocked, but when the beam was about to fall on him, he grinned. Be cheated. Blue and Blue Sky are both fooled. The beam penetrated Shilu, but Lan Yen was still absorbed. Because the Shilu just now is just a clone. As early as when he was fighting against the Blue Sky, Shilu was planning. Use the broken body to reshape a clone. Just to attract Blue's attack. Shilu is not a fool, he has already noticed the situation on Blue's side. There is also Lan Tian, who is also a difficult opponent. If you don't use Ji Liang, it will be difficult to succeed. You can't stop me. He laughed wildly, and Lan Yen was also struggling and was sucked into her body. A powerful breath began to spread. It shook the surrounding gravel. It's over. Bruce's face was ashen. Originally, I thought that this time, I was sure of everything, but I didn't expect that the metal life would be so strong, and then Shilu showed up. Fortunately, the Blue Sky could block it. Helpless, Lan Yen Lan Shui, these two idiots, did not want to escape, so they had to watch. It's good now. The blue color is absorbed. Xyla's strength skyrocketed. They go together, and there may be no hope of surviving. I'm sorry I let you down. Blue slumped on the ground, his divine power had already been exhausted. Blue Sky stood on the other side, unable to see his expression. But it's almost to the point of despair. He turned his head and shouted at Lan Shui, flee quickly, flee to the depths of the God Star territory. But what do you do? Lan Shui was still worried about the Blue Sky at this time. This warmed Lan Shen's heart, and then said solemnly, my destiny is here, and I will not leave. Take care. After Lan Shui finished speaking, flew towards the God Star territory desperately. The changes on Xyla's side continued. Not only the divine power has undergone earth-shaking changes, but also the appearance. It used to be skinny, but now it has become more burly. What? Shilu roared, and the complete evolution was completed. Divine power has also reached 270 million. It has increased by almost 100 million divine power. If it is the universe god, it is necessary to add a star to the chest. The current Shilu is barely regarded as the Samsung universe god. This kind of combat power has no problem sweeping some ordinary star fields. Want to escape? The evolved Shilu took a step lightly, and the stewardess shattered instantly. Just as he was about to set off to chase. Blue Sky stood up again. Shilu, you can't leave. Oh. Sirius sneered. Are you very loud? The island of the great realm king. Jian Wushuang and the others couldn't help but take a deep breath when they saw this scene. Too strong. Wuzwa shook his head and said, I feel that I will never be able to reach that level in my life. The enemy I encountered this time, I am still unable to fight. After speaking, he couldn't help but sigh. Before returning to the Qi Temple, he felt that he was the protagonist, and then the power of destruction made him realize the reality. I don't think I'm the protagonist, but at least a supporting role. It even became the Nine Tribulations realm early. Unexpectedly, this time, the ability to watch the game may be gone. Quasi-Samsung Universe God. Not only Wu Zua, but also Wu Li and King Shenmu, they are all insurmountable days. Only Jian Wushuang and Hui Qing were left. Don't be discouraged, it's not as good as them now, it doesn't mean it won't work in the future. Jian Wushuang comforted everyone. Chapter 6185. In fact, he didn't have much confidence in his heart. He is only in the Eight Tribulations realm now. The gap is too big. If he wants to have the combat power of the universe level, it is difficult for him to achieve it in the Eight Tribulations realm, let alone the Samsung Universe God. At present, what he can still improve in the Eight Tribulations realm is the source, and raising the source of the universe to the level of transcending tribulation will almost triple. That is, 3 miniature time and space rivers. The increase in the strength of the source, his starry sky catalog, and the fifth sword may be able to kill the weaker universe god. But that's simply not enough. Only to become the Nine Tribulations realm. At the Nine Tribulations realm, first of all, his basic divine power can skyrocket again. You can also go to the secret realm of the starry sky and get some treasures. Nine Tribulations realm, the most exaggerated increase in basic divine power, at least 80 million. Even 90 million. At that time, with the super eternity change and the increase in the dojo, it will be able to break the wrist a little. Beast Soldier. Extremely free. He didn't know how much the two increased. Not to mention. In short, only when he reaches the Nine Tribulations realm can he hope to do this. I don't know whether the way the Great Realm King improves them will help me. Jian Wushuang has some plans. It is best to let him directly cross the robbery and become the Nine Tribulations realm. Time passed by minute. In the crystal ball, Shilu is ravaging the blue sky. No way, the difference is too big. Hui Qing, hurry up. Once the blue sky can't stop it, blue is in danger. Looks like I have to go. He couldn't watch where blue was left to die. Since the metal life is now too busy to take care of itself, there is no need to let blue be blocked. Brother Wushuang, are you going at this time? Wu Li exited and blocked. Going at this time is tantamount to dying. Don't forget, Xylus' goal is you. Indeed, whether it is Shilu or metal life, it is for Jian Wushuang. Going at this time, isn't it to die? I have Huan Kong, so I can take Bruce with me. Jian Wushuang comforted him. Seeing that they had to stop him, he looked at Wu Li and said, "You know what I promised back then." Wu Li was stunned for a moment when he heard the words, and then stopped stopping. Originally in the Dragon God continent, Jian Wushuang had promised the Great Elder that he would protect Blue and Danbao. Later, Danbao became a god, and he felt that he no longer needed him. But this time, because of the appearance of metal life, not only did Danbao give up the fleshly body of God, but Bru also fell into a life crisis. He was really sorry in his heart. If he leaves it alone this time, he will not be able to survive the calamity. Mood affects him. Go anyway. When everyone saw this, they no longer persuaded them. Don't worry, he'll be back soon. After speaking, he took out the divine artifact, Huan Kong, tore open a space-time hole, and the whole person disappeared in place. This place is not too far from the boundary of the god's star field. A few breaths and you will be able to reach it. The blue sky still has a breath, and it can be dragged for a while. But fighting is impossible. In the current blue sky, the divine body has been crippled. Leaked mechanical bones. Power-driven, it has been damaged and has no combat power. But with his powerful body, he was still dragging Shilu. Damn bastard, do you think this will stop me? Sirius smiled disdainfully. A punch hit the blue sky in the head. The powerful divine power directly knocked off half of Lanshan's head. Go away! Despite this, he still couldn't get rid of the blue sky, and Shilu was also angry. At this time, the blue water has escaped far away. Although he can always sense the location of blue water, he is also worried about what happens. Get ready to understand the blue sky thoroughly. Just as he was about to start, a burst of light struck instantly. Shilu raised his hand and blocked it. The power of this beam is very weak, and it has not even reached the battle power of the universe god. For the current Shilu, it is not a threat at all. I just feel very uncomfortable after being attacked. TSK, don't worry, it will be yours soon. Shilu sneered and was ready to attack the last killer under the blue sky again. Blue has collapsed from exhaustion, hopeless. No one can anymore. The surrounding time and space shattered instantly. A figure also appeared in the sky above. Sirius, who was about to attack, also stopped. After seeing Jian Wushuang, I was a little surprised, but when I checked, I found that Jian Wushuang's divine power was not as good as that of the universe god, and smiled lightly, another one to die. Jian Wushuang ignored Shilu and came to Bruce's side. After picking up the unconscious Blue with one hand, he turned to look at Shilu. Shilu, if you have the ability, just wait for an hour, and someone will come to clean you up. Hui Qing is about to come out, and he may be able to fight Shilu at that time. Someone is coming? Shilu said in surprise. Do you still have helpers? Aren't you going to die by yourself? Don't worry, dare I give me a few days? Jian Wushuang stood in the wind, his hair fluttering. He is not bragging about himself. Given a few days, he has the hope of fighting Shilu. Haha. After Shilu heard it, he sneered, how many days? You can become the god of the universe in a few days. This is like talking in a dream, Shilu who said laughed out loud. To deal with you, you don't need a universe god. His deliberate provocation made Shilu frown. It wasn't because of his provocative words that made him feel uncomfortable. At this level, he should pay attention to this. But some are curious that Jian Wushuang does not have the combat power of the universe now, so he dares to have a relaxed conversation with him here. Aren't you afraid that he will take action at this time? No one can stop him here. Thinking of this, he frowned, thinking of something. Late. Jian Wushuang sneered, ripped apart the time and space, pulled Bruce and disappeared in place. Originally, he planned to leave after finding Bruce. But after arriving, he received a voice transmission from Lan Tian. Hopefully he can hold Blue for some time. He would talk so much to Sirius. With his character, when his strength is not enough, he will not talk big, nor will he take risks to stay. All because of the blue sky. There is a destructive substance in his body. Once detonated, it can destroy a star field. This is his trump card, but it will take some time to open. Just now, Jian Wushuang was just trying to delay time for the other party. Now that Shilu notices, he can leave naturally, and the rest is left to fate. Even if it doesn't kill Shilu, it can still seriously injure Shilu. Swish. After returning to the island of the Great Realm King, he breathed a sigh of relief, fearing that the blue sky would not be able to stop Shilu. Back here, there is a sense of security. Then quickly looked at the crystal ball. How is Shilu dead? Wu Li blinked and hesitated. It seems it's not dead. Through the crystal ball, they could see that a dark ray of light was constantly flashing, and the figure of Siru was in it. Chapter 6186. Really can't see life and death. The huge movement quickly spread to this place. Even if there is a ban, I still hear a dull thunder. Horrible. Everyone took a deep breath. Even Jian Wushuang was sweating on his back, but fortunately he ran fast. Otherwise, if you get a trace of it, you will fall. Just as they were watching the crystal ball, the door of the wooden house was opened. Hui Qing's eyes were resolute and walked out indifferently. Seeing Hui Qing coming out, Jian Wushuang turned his head to look, and said in surprise, "So fast. I thought it would take some time, but I didn't expect Hui Qing to come out. Just at this time, you can go to Shilu to make up for the knife. It's just a fluke." Hui Qing's personality and aura have changed a lot now. It used to be mild, now it's cold. An undisturbed look. How's your strength? Wu Zhuo hurried over to find out how much combat power he had increased. Hui Qing replied calmly, "I have survived the calamity, Everyone was stunned. Overcame the calamity? That's not bad. After passing through the divine calamity, he is the god of the universe. The current Hui Qing is the of the universe? Jian Wushuang was also stunned, but he quickly figured out that Hui Qing had already reached the Nine Tribulations realm, and his divine power was comparable to that of the God of the universe. Now, after the guidance and improvement of the great realm king, it seems that it is not difficult to cross the gods. That being said, only Hui Qing knows how difficult it is. Even the character and temperament have changed. I am afraid I have experienced a lot. Tell me the location of the metal life. Now it's time to deal with them. It's unnecessary. Jian Wushuang shook his head and said, Hui Qing, the current situation has changed, and Shilu has appeared. In just one day, they experienced 3 waves of enemies. First, Gallows gang of metal beings. Then there is the blue water. Finally, there is Sirius. Stronger each time. Their strength is constantly surpassing. First, the fleshly bodies of Bru and Danbao were fused and elevated to the level of the universe god. Then Hui Qing crossed the divine calamity, and the current breath gave them the feeling that they were no weaker than Shilu. Another qualitative change. When there is no opponent, they retreat in the northern time and space for tens of millions of epochs, and their strength growth is limited. But now the time in the outside world has increased several times. It's nice to have an opponent. Although the pressure is high, the effect is also obvious. This increase in strength, I am afraid that the temples of the gods cannot match. And in the temple of gods, the biggest imaginary head is becoming a god. In the blink of an eye, Hui Qing did it. And the extremely powerful cosmic god, just don't know how many stars. Shilu. Hui Qing's eyes moved and he clenched his fists. Last time, he escaped from me. This time I won't give him another chance. When he was in the northern time and space, Hui Qing really let the other party run away. This time, it can be said that the enemies met, and they were particularly jealous. Still be careful, Shilu now has a quasi-3-star cosmic combat power. Jian Wushuang was a little worried. He had seen Shilu before, and the breath was extremely terrifying. Come and see, Shilu has appeared. Yep. Hui Qing's eyes also followed. In the crystal ball, Xylis' figure appeared. The blue sky has completely returned to the sky. And Shilu is still intact. There was also a green light on him. That is the force of life. He is constantly recovering his divine body. He actually mastered the power of life, and he was so strong and recovered so quickly. Normal, don't forget to come up with this thing, but who is the metal life in Wanlu Shenmu? Wu Li nodded slightly, yes. Hui Qing, hurry up, don't give him a chance to breathe. The blue water has not been absorbed yet. Once Shilu becomes a complete body, it will be a real disaster. Now Shilu is so strong just by absorbing Lanyan. When it becomes a complete body, how powerful will it be? Hard to imagine. It must be removed as soon as possible. Complete body? Hui Qing revealed a trace of disdain, and said indifferently, I would like to see how strong he will be when he is completely body. After he finished speaking, he ripped apart time and space and disappeared in place in an instant. After Hui Qing left, Wu Zhuo was surprised. Hui Qing has changed a lot. Normal, there is a lot of difference between the God of the universe and the Lord of the universe. After becoming a God of the universe, the character will inevitably change. But this kind of change is too strong. Wu Li couldn't help but be surprised. Although he didn't meet Hui Qing much, he could see how much Hui Qing had changed. Forget it, let's not talk about this. Who will go in next? Jian Wushuang changed the subject, and now it is still the most important thing to improve his strength. Even if Hui Qing succeeded in beheading Shilu, they would have to practice. Don't waste this great opportunity. You should go first. I don't have much confidence. I'm too far away from the God of the universe. Wu Zhuo sighed. Wu Li and Shenmu Wang are the same. They have already reached their limit. Even with the help of the great realm king, they can increase their divine power by 10 to 20 million at most, reaching a state comparable to that of the God of the universe. If you want to break through to become the God of the universe, it is by no means a simple opportunity that can be achieved. Jian Wushuang heard the words and smiled lightly, then I'll go first. Anyway, it is only one day for the outside world can also wait. Go. I hope you can become the God of the universe in one fell swoop. Lend your auspicious words. Jian Wushuang smiled lightly. It would be great if he could become the god of the universe. This time it is enough to be able to become the Nine Tribulations realm. Step into the cabin. The surroundings suddenly turned around. After a moment, a white world appeared in front of him. Coming. Well. Jian Wushuang looked up and saw the figure of the Great Realm King, standing in the air. Senior Great Realm King. The Great Realm King put his hands behind his back and said indifferently, "You don't need to be too polite, everything you need to enter this place depends on you. All I can help you is the guidance on the realm and the supply of treasures. I observe that your origin is extremely special, and it may be possible for guidance you can't do it, just tell me what treasures you need." The origin of the starry sky. Jian Wushuang said exuberantly, "The more the better." His level is indeed very high. He even reached the level of a cosmic god, and he was still an extremely powerful cosmic god. As long as there is enough source of starry sky, he can even reach the Nine Tribulations realm consummation. He still has this confidence, because he is afraid that the source of the starry sky of the other party is not enough. What can you eat? The Great Realm King was stunned for a moment, but he didn't expect Jian Wushuang's appetite to be so great. Jian Wushuang simply did not hide it. Spread out your own origin universe directly. 9 extreme universes appear, connecting a line. The ultimate power radiates from it. The source universe in it is even more shrunken with blue light. This is the star universe. The most powerful universe, once the connection becomes a line, is the starry sky. Light up the entire starry sky, and there will be a second starry sky in this world. This is the current situation of Jian Wushuang. Chapter 6187. On this path, he knew what it meant. I remember what Weiss said back then. Senior Great Realm King, the so-called God of the universe, you should know that it is only a universe that has come to an end, and the road I want to take is the road to the stars. The God of the universe is extremely large and can expand infinitely. But such a universe is disordered. Jian Wushuang would not go that way. What he wants to take is the starry sky perfect route. To say it is unprecedented is an exaggeration. After all, there is still a perfect starry sky today. The Great Realm King sucked in a breath of cold air and exclaimed, "Of course I know that the cosmic god is going to expand disorderly. If my guess is correct, you should be going to the starry sky." That's right, the younger generation thinks that the universe is not as perfect as it is. It is better to open up the starry sky and carry more. At the end of the universe, Jian Wushuang had already experienced it. Ever since he mastered the extreme way and entered the starry sky, he has had his own path. Open up a magnificent starry sky. That's the goal. Let the land of promise, or the land of disorder, give birth to the second starry sky. At present, it is not known whether there is a second starry sky in the land of disorder. He can't guarantee that it will be the second one, but what is certain is that he will be the next star pioneer. Jian Wushuang, have you ever thought about how difficult this road is? The Great Realm King couldn't bear to say, the disordered universe may have its drawbacks, but the power will also increase very quickly, or go all the way to space and time and become a new one. Realm Kings and even Realm Kings are possible. With your talent, you are not weaker than the real Jai Wangshan. You have every hope of creating your own Realm King continent in the starry sky. Jian Wushuang's heart moved, but he didn't expect that there was such a hidden feeling behind Jiawang continent. After seeing his surprise, the Great Realm King continued, "In the beginning, there was no long river of time and space around the starry sky. It was not until later that there were 4 time and space gods, that is, the Realm King gods, that the long river of time and space surrounded the starry sky. Later, the Great Realm appeared. The king appeared and opened up the realm of kings, and they are not walking the ultimate path of the universe. Brand new road. From the ultimate expansion of the universe to the emergence of the long river of time and space is a qualitative change. Now Jian Wushuang is going from time and space to starry sky. Also a qualitative change. The appearance of the Great Realm King made a space-time such as the Realm King God appear behind him. That's why Zamasu is so arrogant. Jian Wushuang, if you want to take this road, I don't advise you, Because you are a predecessor, even if you fail, you are worthy of your talent. This sentence can be regarded as an incentive for Jian Wushuang. Even if he fails in the future, he has paved the way for future generations. That's the beauty of opening the way. Jian Wushuang nodded heavily. I don't regret it. In one word, you set your own path. The great realm king no longer said anything, and immediately flicked his finger, and a blue space appeared. This is the way to the source of the starry sky. There is the power of the starry sky that you need as much as you want, but you need to have enough strength. I can't help with this. Enough is enough. Jian Wushuang bowed slightly and gave him a way to obtain the source of the starry sky, which was already very good. After speaking, he stepped into the source of the starry sky. His entire body seemed to have entered another dimension. The surrounding space is more stable, and the gravity is many times stronger than that of the Realm King continent. The source of the starry sky, could it be that this is the source of the starry sky? Jian Wushuang was a little surprised. If it is the source of the starry sky, then it is true that as many starry sky sources are needed, there are as many starry sky sources. Not to mention that the 8 tribulations realm is complete, it is no problem to transcend the divine tribulation. The Tower of 9 Tribulations? After entering this source of starry sky, he actually saw the 9 tribulations pagoda again. Just like the one I got. But it was taken away by Weiss. Didn't expect to be able to see it. Jian Wushuang's heart moved, and he thought to himself, will you still be able to see Wes? When he saw the Tower of 9 Tribulations, he knew what he needed to do. If you want to get the source of the starry sky, you need to pass this 9 Tribulations pagoda. When he was still a monarch, he barely passed the first floor. Going in again this time, I don't know if I can cross the 9th floor. Shoo! With one step, he directly entered the 9 Tribulations pagoda. This place is different from when he came in. There are carvings all around. It seems that it should be the starry sky, because he has never seen such a colorful dress. It should be from the starry sky civilization. Just after entering, a masked man appeared on the first floor. It's just not the same as Weiss, who was wearing a mask at the beginning. After all, Weiss is a Protoss and will not be stationed in this 9 Tribulations pagoda. It was because of the Wanlu Shenmu that Weiss appeared in the northern time and space. Jian Wushuang no longer hesitated, clasped his hands together, and shouted angrily, "Ha!" Divine power suddenly erupted. The first floor was passed with just a dazzling effort. Then there is the second layer. Until the 8th floor, he felt the pressure. The opponent on the 8th floor is still the same. Just the power is different. The divine power used is the power of the starry sky, and the divine power is not so exaggerated. On the 8th floor, it is only 30 million in divine power, which is considered to be the limit of the 8 Tribulations realm. However, the masked man used the ultimate freedom technique, which gave Jian Wushuang a headache. Obviously, the divine power is much worse than his. One can imagine it's hard to beat the opponent. He was also constantly trying, and slowly realized the beauty of Zizai Ji Gong. After comprehending for so long, I finally reached the entry stage. Gradually, he also began to enter into his own self-confidence. The movement method is so wonderful that he even suppressed his divine power in order to practice. Align divine power with masked man. It took him 10 years to fight on the 8th floor alone. His Zizai Ji Gong has completely reached the entry level. Just getting started, Jian Wushuang can use 30 million divine powers to fight against 50 million divine powers, and still not fall behind. If it is a peak match, his 90 million divine power can completely match the universe god. Although there is no substantial increase in divine power, it has increased combat power. This is more terrifying than the increase of divine power, because the opponent can't figure out your bottom line. The ultimate mind power is divided into beginning, Theravada, Mahayana, peak, consummation, and freedom. This is just getting started, and you can improve your combat power by so much. The back is simply unimaginable. The 9th floor. Swish. He is currently only in the 8 Tribulations realm, and he still doesn't know if he can enter the 9th floor. After sending, the surrounding scene did not change. It actually works. This is the same as the previous transmission. After the first 8 floors, he did not obtain any starry sky source. It seems that this is to pass through the entire 9 Tribulations Pagoda to obtain the source of the starry sky. After reaching the 9th floor, his opponent is a masked man with the power of a cosmic god. Jian Wushuang also happened to lack a sparring partner. With his eyesight, it can be seen that the masked man on the 9th floor has only 80 million divine powers. Chapter 6188. But it can explode with 130 million divine power. It's not as simple as getting started. Absolutely to the realm of Theravada. Otherwise, it won't improve that much. Jian Wushuang's current peak state of divine power is only 90 million. Coupled with the improved combat power of Zizai Ji Gong, it was barely 102 million. But he also has a star catalog. The Kendo blessed by the source. It is not weak at all, and it is also possible to fight beyond the ranks. Sword Intent, which surpassed the current strength, rose up. The 5th sword, Time and Space Reincarnation. Clang. Despite this, he still stayed on the 9th floor for over 1,000 years before coming out. Past. Thousands of years of battle have greatly improved his free will power, and also made the Starry Sky catalog reach the pinnacle state on the 5th floor. When he reaches the 9 Tribulations realm, he may be able to use the 6th sword. Immortal can also be the enemy, or even the gods can kill. That sword is the essence of the Starry Sky catalog. Among them were 4 swords that he had not grasped. The 6th sword was only slightly displayed when it merged with Huiqing. It is not known yet which path needs to be raised. Time and Space Reincarnation contains 4 paths. Life, death, time, space. Integration is the reincarnation of time and space. The 5th sword formed by the blessing of the 4 major sources of Kendo has such terrifying combat power. In fact, it is the 5 origins. And Kendo. Only Kendo also belongs to time and space. It's a protruding trail. Can't compare to the road. Jian Wushuang was stunned to elevate Kendo to a level that did not belong to it. The origin of life. Needless to say, every life contains it. This is the great way. So is death. Time and space carry all life. These 4 paths, no matter which one is cultivated, can all become a cosmic god. Taking space as an example, in the time of the Emperor, the origin of space was cultivated to perfection, and the calamity was condensed into the cosmic space. To the extreme is the god of the universe. The space is disordered and infinitely expanded. The original Dayanhuan was probably left by a cosmic god, and the disorderly expansion has penetrated into the northern time and space. Otherwise, he really couldn't come up with a universe that was comparable to Dayanhuan. In that universe, it gave birth to all worlds. Unfortunately, can't find it. I don't know if it was the extinction and hiding at the beginning, or whether it took the initiative to escape. If there is a chance in the future, he will still look for it. Beyond time and space is a place of infinite disorder. If Dayanhuan expands somewhere, it will be an independent universe. Not in the stars. Call. Thinking of this, Jian Wushuang couldn't help taking a deep breath. I don't know how Teacher Xuanyi found that universe. As far as he knew, only Xian Yi could enter at will. And the old man. This mystery troubled him for a long time, so that he took a trip in the northern time and space and looked at the world before and after the time and space. I was relieved. Maybe it's time asymmetry. This leaves these unsolved mysteries. After passing the 9 Tribulations Pagoda, he was teleported to the source of the starry sky again. But this time, in front of him, a taller tower appeared. The tower is divided into 5 layers: universe, time and space, starry sky, disorder. But on the 5th floor, there is no tower card. No name is marked. But on the first 4 floors, Jian Wushuang was also stunned. Universe, he has. Time and space are still a long way off. The sky is even more exaggerated. As for disorder, it represents the disordered and infinite place in the outside world. Even more outrageous. But now there is a 5th floor. The doubts in my heart immediately came up. When Weiss could take out the Tower of 9 Tribulations, He didn't say that there was still this tower on it. Just when he was confused, a town boundary stone tablet fell. Boom. Hit the ground hard. There are also rows of names written at the top. Lord of the Stars. 12 star spirits. Great King. There is no name behind the Lord of the Stars, or Jian Wushuang cannot see it. Behind the star spirit, there are 12 names. Among them is Weiss. Behind the Great Realm King, there are 17 names. He is the king of the great realm of all dynasties. The first realm, one-word fame. This should be who the Great Realm King said, the ruthless man who opened up time and space in history. Being able to be the first to open up time and space is already very powerful. The 4 current time and space, as well as the continent of the Realm King, were opened up by this Almighty One. There is also the World King God behind, and more. Since the Realm King continent was opened up, dozens of realm gods have been born. There are more great realm kings and ordinary realm kings. Only the Protoss above are eternal signs of existence. The first star spirit, Big Star Officer. This person is more than one person and more than 10,000 people. I don't know how much better than Visby. There are also star spirit messengers. These are not on the list, but the strength is definitely there, at least stronger than the World King God. It's just that those are all practitioners, not true gods. After reading the names on the stele, I realized in hindsight, why did he let him look at this stele? Could it be that the people above have roamed this tower? Jian Wushuang has some doubts in his heart. He is here for the origin of the starry sky. Just passed through the 9 tribulations pagoda, the 9 tribulations have passed, and I have obtained the ultimate origin of the universe. It contains the power of the stars. In his source starry sky also has an extra universe. However, there is still a long way to go before the calamity. It is also necessary to constantly roam the Tower of 9 Tribulations. As for the tower, he couldn't even find the door. Shouting every day does not work, shouting ground does not listen. There is no other way but to return to the 9 Tribulations pagoda. Continue to get enough star source. Meanwhile, the battle on the outside has just begun. Because after he entered the time house, the Great Realm King couldn't instruct him, so he could only let a third person in. The third person who came in was Blue. Just after recovering the divine body, he went on to practice. Want to increase strength. The incarnation of the who just merged with Danbao, but he persisted for less than a day, and felt ashamed in his heart. Inadvertently facing Danbao. I just want to improve my divine power to solve Shilu and metal life. In the outside world, Hui Qing was the only one at this time. At this time, he was rushing towards Shilu. Lan Tian died in battle, and Lan Yen was absorbed. Blue water disappeared. Shilu is rushing towards the depths of the god's star field, looking for the whereabouts of blue water. Although the star field of the gods has declined, the background is still there. Shilu also did not dare to destroy and search for blue water, because there are still those ancient world kings sleeping in this place. The star domain of the gods, the land where the 7th generation king fell. Above a sea, the small islands below can be clearly seen. A cold figure appeared above the sea at this time. It was Lan Shui who was chased by Shilu. Yep. Lan Shu's figure moved, and his brows furrowed. Why is there a ban here? The road ahead has been blocked. She didn't pass at all. If you take a detour now, you will definitely be overtaken by Shilu. Just as she hesitated, a terrifying aura was rushing in her direction. Chapter 6189. Blue water can't manage so much, and can only go to the small island below to escape. Metal life has no breath, only Shilu can sense it. The breath just now came from the front, not Shilu. In the God Star territory, no matter who you meet, as long as you are stronger than yourself, you still have to hide first. As soon as the blue water fell into the bushes on the ground, he found a burst of golden aura coming from the sky. This guy, don't you know there are restrictions here? Lan Shui looked up and was shocked. In the golden aura, a figure in black directly smashed through the barrier, causing the sea below to rise. It's him! Lan Shui was shocked when he saw the figure in the golden aura. It was Hui Qing who had been beaten by him earlier. Now it is so strong. Divine power is at least 300 million. even more terrifying than serious breath. Fortunately, the other party couldn't lock her, otherwise it would be over. Just when she was worried, a terrifying green aura also shot up from the sky behind. Serious. When Lan Shui saw it, he was overjoyed. When Hui Qing meets Shilu, there will also be a fight. Then she would take the opportunity to escape. At the end of the day, she was surprised too much. First, Bru suddenly doubled his divine power and was able to tie Lan Yan. Then Shilu appeared, absorbed Lan Yan, and killed Lan Tian. Now, seeing that Hui Qing's divine power has suddenly multiplied several times, his heart is relieved. I have been able to accept these monsters, and improving my strength is as simple as drinking water. At this time in the sky, the two superpowers met. Shilu knew Hui Qing, and Hui Qing also knew Shilu. Speaking of these two, it is also an old grudge. Back in the northern time and space, Hui Qing almost killed Shilu. This time, he will never let the other party escape. He wants to be ashamed. Shilu wanted to take revenge for being beaten back then. Haven't seen you for a long time. It's been a while. The conversation between the two was like a friend. The pair stood in the sky, staring at each other. It seems that you have absorbed all the metal life, and your strength has been able to increase so much. Hui Qing's thoughts moved, and he realized that Xyla's strength was not weak. Just like what Blue said, it is already a quasi-3-star universe god. Xyla's eyes moved and replied, "It's still a little bit, but it's enough to clean up you now." "Then let's do it." Hui Qing spread out his hands, his breath was shocked, and he waited for Xyla's shot. Swish. Shilu didn't have time to catch up with Hui Qing at this time, so he had to find Lan Shui quickly. The breath of the lock is nearby. He was afraid that Hui Qing would kill Lan Shui, so that he would not be able to become a complete body. We must kill Hui Qing before finding blue water. At that time, go and kill Jian Wushuang again. He is really free, and those guys in Nanshikong can't control him. Boom. Bravely shot, direct use of all strength, 275 million divine power. A punch hit Hui Qing in the face. Yep. With this punch, he was stunned. Hui Qing had nothing to do with it. Still staring at him sneeringly. Is that enough power? Hui Qing said disdainfully, "You are so disappointed in me, Shilu." After speaking, the figure turned around and kicked Shilu into the sea below. He followed the trend, and the moment Shilu fell, it was another knee kick. Xyla's divine body instantly burst. There was also a green liquid flowing from the corners of his mouth. With a series of shots, Hui Qing almost crushed Shilu, and the opponent had no room to fight back. Show your strength. Sururu. The dissatisfaction of being ravaged by the metal life, all vented to Shilu. Hui Qing became stronger and stronger in battle, and at this time he was already in the state of Samsung Universe God. With his hands together, a huge group of light and shadow appeared on the bottom of the sea. Xyla's face sank. This blow may kill him. Impossible, hum. A green protective cover appeared around Shilu. How can you be so strong? This is impossible. According to the previous information, you are not the god of the universe. Half of Xyla's body was cracked. Now I can only maintain the protective cover, hoping to withstand Hui Qing's blow. Hee, this is my strength. Even if you don't believe it, you can do anything to you. Hui Ming raised his hand, and the entire ball of light shot up into the sky. The sea water evaporated in an instant, and everything around was ashes. Blue water is also exposed. She was still amazed at Hui Qing's divine power, and her eyes widened. The shock in my heart is beyond words. Just in a daze. Shilu looked over, and there was still this greed in his eyes. Blue water. His eyes flashed, and he rushed towards the blue water in an instant. Hui Qing sneered and shot instantly. He threw the huge energy ball in his hand. The speed is faster than time. This is the battle power of the god of the universe. Before Shilu approached blue water, he felt an unprecedented threat. The protective cover just held on for a moment before cracks appeared. The figure couldn't move. Shilu was going crazy at this time. The blue water in front of you, but you can't touch it. The Great Realm King's Island. Wu Zua and the others, who were watching the battle, cried out excitedly. Good. This time we don't need to take action, Hui Qing can handle it alone. Wu Li said reluctantly, alas, it seems that this time I have no chance to show my face. You have a chance to fart, go out and die? Blue water can put it on you with one hand, what's the use of saying these? After all, King Shenmu was once a king, and he disdained to cover himself up like Wu Zua and Wu Li. I just feel that over the years, I have fallen too far behind. Even if there is no threat from Shilu, he will go into practice to catch up in the footsteps of Hui Qing and Bru. Stop pretending, Xylus' death is good for us. Let's honestly watch the performance of little brother Hui Qing. The performance is really not to mention, because Shilu has turned into scum at this time. All that was left was a piece of metal in the brain, not yet broken. Prove that there is no real fall. In just an instant, Shilu regained his shape again. However, his divine power has dropped to the lowest point, which is 100 million divine power. The lowest point of the universe god. He clenched his fists unwillingly, wanting to explode. But the breath did not change at all. Completely slumped. Hui Qing, every time you come out and make trouble when I'm doing the last step. I have no grievances with you, why are you targeting me? Sirius was incompetent and furious. Yang Tian roared. He turned his head and glanced at Lan Shui, who was invaluable in the end, and there was greed in his eyes. He was completely insane at this time, and he rushed towards the blue water regardless. The blow from Hui Qing just now had seriously injured Lan Shui. Just lying there, this is his last chance. But he just took a step. Hui Qing dodged behind him, kicked him out, and kicked him directly in front of Lan Shui. Chapter 6190. Shilu got up with difficulty. With a thorn behind him, he wanted to pierce blue water. Still reluctant to give up. Hui Qing shook his head and sneered, "She is mine." As he said that, he kicked Shilu aside, stepped on Xylus' forehead with his foot, and asked, I gave you the opportunity, but you couldn't grasp it by yourself. When you arrive at the Realm King continent, I can kill you as well. This is your fate. You are destined to be no match for me in this life. Since leaving the customs, the character of Hui Qing in black has undergone tremendous changes. Even Shilu was shocked. Why is Hui Qing so conceited now? Although I was a little conceited at the beginning, at least I won't say it. The current Hui Qing is indeed a bit strange. It's all about the gods. Shilu still didn't give up and shouted violently, only a little bit. If I become a complete body, you will definitely die, and you will definitely not be my opponent. You're just lucky. Kill me, but I will never be convinced, even if I fall. Sirius is still stubborn. Hui Qing's eyes turned, staring at Shilu under his feet. Do you think I will see what is under my feet? After he finished speaking, he kicked Shilu out. It's just trash, I've given you so many chances, but it doesn't work, and you don't have a chance to stay. Killing Shilu was considered a mistake in the northern time and space. As for the complete body, he was really interested. Turning his head and grabbing Lan Shui in his hand, he said with a sneer, just based on this, you have the confidence to defeat me? Right. Shilu stood up and stared at Lan Shui greedily. As long as I absorb her, I will definitely win you. If you are afraid, just do it. Stimulate the law? Be smart. Hui Qing shook his head and said, do you think the trick will work for me? The calamity is over, and the state of mind has long since returned to unity. The goal is to kill Shilu, that will not change. But making the other person a complete body is not in the plan. He really wanted to see what would happen to the complete Shilu. Looking at the blue water in his hand, Hui Qing said calmly, however, I really want to see your desperate expression. Swish. With a little force, he threw the blue water directly at Shilu. Absorb her and fight me again. Xylus' face was overjoyed, and he said arrogantly, Hui Qing, you are really my great benefactor. The last time you let me go, this time you gave me a chance to complete my body. I really don't know how to thank you. Then show some strength and repay me well. Definitely live up to it. Shilu opened the peak and swallowed the blue water directly into his body. On the island of the Great Realm King, Wu Zue and the others who saw this scene widened their eyes. Hui Qing. Just now, I felt that Shilu was dying so soon, and it was a little cheaper for the other party. But now in a hurry. Madness. Isn't it possible to see such a simple method of aggressiveness? Wu Zue shook his head and said, "No, this is Yang conspiracy. The current Hui Qing is very conceited. Shilu has grasped this point. In fact, Hui Qing exposed this weakness as early as the beginning. At that time, Hui Qing had a gentle personality, but he would still be a little conceited in his actions. You can see it when you fight with Shilu at the beginning. Don't worry too much in case Xylas' complete body will be like that. Yes, we still have a chance." King Shenmu took the opportunity to sneer, "Of course you have a chance, then prepare to be hunted by Shilu. The evolution of Shilu, they are all watching. At the beginning, there were only more than 100 million divine powers, and it was considered a quasi-2-star in front of him. After absorbing Lan Yen, he directly became a quasi-Samsung. This complete body, I am afraid it will be more powerful. At least 4 stars, maybe even 5 stars. And Hui Qing's divine power is only Samsung. Up to 3.5 stars. How does this solve Siru? Shilu, who can't always be a complete body, only has the combat power of the Samsung Universe God. That would be ridiculous. Previously, Shilu dared to be sure, which proved that he had that confidence. At this time over the sea. Dazzling white light. Even Hui Qing covered his eyes, unable to look directly. It took a long time for a stick of incense, and the white light stopped. Looking down, I saw Shilu walking out of the white light. His face was calm, and his temperament had changed a lot. With one hand on his waist, he looked up at Hui Qing in the sky, spread his hands and said, "How is it? Are you satisfied?" At this time, Xylas' figure has shrunk in a circle, and his one-handed body is more solidified than before. Or the body is more complete, and the flesh body is also different. Hui Qing put his hands around his chest and slowly fell from the sky into the sea that was poured from the sea. "Stop talking nonsense and do it directly. This time I will show you despair." "I'm looking forward to it." Xylas' expression was always indifferent. There is no panic or the excitement of becoming a complete body, and the character is also greatly changed. As soon as Hui Qing finished speaking, he shot directly and hit Xylas' chest with another elbow. Bang! With just a muffled sound, Hui Qing's expression froze. "Tsk, it's okay." Shilu looked down at Hui Qing, raised his hand and slapped Hui Qing out. Hui Qing couldn't believe it. He used 70% of his power just now. The combat power of the Samsung Universe God was unable to shake Shilu in the slightest, suddenly shouted angrily, clenching his hands into fists. With an explosion, the surrounding atmosphere instantly turned around. Hui Qing's divine power also exploded directly from the 3-star to the quasi-4-star cosmic god. He stared at Shilu sneeringly, "The game, it's time to end." "You are right." Shilu looked like a fool. He didn't take Hui Qing into his eyes at all, just one-handed upward movement was the full force of Hui Qing just now. A huge wave of divine power surged into the sky. This time, Hui Qing's face was a little embarrassed. How could he do it? Without waiting for Hui Qing to react, the light wave struck instantly. The speed is faster than him. Fortunately, the range is not large, so I dodged in time and barely escaped. But before he could breathe a sigh of relief, letting go was not a light wave. But two do not. For now. Just like differentiation, the light waves spread all over the sky in an instant. This scene not only made Hui Qing take a deep breath. Even the gods in the God's star field couldn't help but marvel. Nanshikong, a monster created. Really invincible. Wu Zue and others on the Great Realm King Island were even more dumbfounded. At this time, Bruce also just walked out of the time house. "It's your turn." Well. After he came out, he found that Wu Zue and others looked a little strange and walked over. Looking down, Shilu in the crystal ball, complexion fusion. Has he become a complete body? Bruce couldn't believe it. When Hui Qing came out, he could see that Hui Qing's divine power was much stronger than that of Shilu at that time. In just one day, Shilu became a complete body. It is still in the hands of Hui Qing to become a complete body. Chapter 6191. Bruce, who had a great deal of confidence just now, immediately wilted. Under the guidance of the Great Realm King, he became the real dragon god. And it's a unique life form. Divine power has been raised to the extreme. Has the combat power of a quasi-Samsung universe god. But now there is a 4-star cosmic Hui Qing, and they are not opponents. Going into practice again is useless. Because the bottleneck has been reached. The guidance of the Great Realm King is useless, no matter how many treasures are there. If you want to go further, you have to go out and explore. Or a figure beyond the Great Realm King pointing him. But the strongest person they can get to know is the Great Realm King. No matter how strong it is the Realm King God. How could such a detached powerhouse take care of such trivial matters? Alas, arrogance kills people. Wu Zuo was already slumped aside. At this time, there is no mood to enter the space-time house. Glancing at the crystal ball blankly, his eyes suddenly lit up, and he said, "No, maybe we still have a chance." Chance? Everyone looked up at Wu Zuo. Jian Wushuang. Wu Zuo glanced at everyone and looked at the time house. Maybe there will be a miracle this time. At that time, we will definitely win. Trust him. The figure with the sword on its back. It seemed to be right in front of their eyes. It has become their last life-saving straw. It's been a whole day, and there's still no movement in the time house. Brother Wushuang, I'm afraid I won't be able to leave the customs in a short time. Don't forget that it was only the 8 tribulations realm when I entered. Now Bru has already surpassed the battle of the 4-star cosmic gods. Li, even if Wushuang reaches the 9 tribulations realm, or becomes the god of the universe, he is still no match for Shilu. Wu Li sighed and shook his head. It's not that he doesn't believe in Jian Wushuang. But Xyla's strength is too strong. A light in the despair of everyone gradually dimmed. I couldn't bear to look at the crystal ball anymore. This scene was seen by the Great Realm King, who secretly looked at the crowd through the wooden door, thinking of himself back then, just as desperate. He could feel that Siru's breath was almost comparable to him. Similar to Zamasu. However, Zamasu is the future king of the gods, and will become more powerful. Now they all go to the starry sky to practice. It will be even stronger in the future, and surpassing him is only a matter of time. Siru was created by Zamasu from the southern dimension. The Great Realm King could not intervene either, because he is the king of the Great Realm, not a practitioner. If he shoots, Zamas will let people shoot too. The Kurds in Zhongzhou Divine Realm have returned. Taking action at this time will actually make Beishur and space fall into a devil's grasp. After taking a look, he could only pin his hopes on Jian Wushuang. At the same time, the battle over the sea was extremely fierce. Countless light waves continued to bombard Hui Qing. The future is broken. This is the super future body, just like Jian Wushuang's super ancient transformation. Once it cannot be maintained, the combat power will be cut in half in an instant. Completely unable to compete with Shilu. In fact, since Shilu became a complete body, Hui Qing did not have the capital to compete and was passively beaten. Just like he beat Shilu before. Impossible! Hui Qing clenched his fists, his eyes burst with blood oozing out. This battle completely wiped him out. Shilu still looked indifferent, looking at Hui Qing with one hand on his hip. It seems that you are very satisfied. I have not let you down. As soon as the words were finished, the figure flashed in front of Hui Qing. Hui Qing's eyes widened, before he had time to leave. I felt a chill in my chest. Shilu made a knife with one hand, and with just one blow, it shattered Hui Qing's divine body. Together with the source, it began to dry up. At this time, Hui Qing, don't say anything, his consciousness began to go backwards, he couldn't even maintain his flight, and he began to fall from the sky. A new universe god about to fall? Hui Qing fell from the sky with his hands up. Looking at all this, Wu Zuo and the others took a deep breath. Done. Hui Qing is about to fall. Hiss! Wu Li sucked in a breath of cold air. Although they were all prepared, they knew that Hui Qing was likely to fall. But when they saw it with their own eyes, they couldn't help but feel shocked. Shenmue King and Wu Li are fine. Bruce just closed his eyes silently. Only Wu's was shook the most. Although his relationship with Hui Qing is not as good as Jian Wushuang's. But also watching Hui Qing grow up. At the beginning, a little novice in white, grew into a of the universe. Billions of years of friendship. The inside of Qi Shrine is full of light. There is also the grievances with the apprentice at the beginning. So that at the moment of high light, it merges with Jian Wushuang and becomes Jian Wushuang's invincible posture. Every scene seems like yesterday. Hui Qing. Wu's eyes were red. Alas! Wu Li sighed and said, if Hui Qing were to die like this, when Wushuang brother came back, how would we explain it? Hearing the words, King Shenmue widened his eyes and shouted angrily, explain? We came out to fight, who do we want to explain to? It's a big deal that I will accompany him down. Even if I die, I will die at the peak moment, and I will become the god of the universe. I can definitely make it. After saying that, the Shenmue King walked towards time. The rest were silent. Above the sea, Sirius looked at everything. Everything is in your own hands. The kind of Hui Qing who fell quickly is wonderful calm. At this time, he lost his consciousness, and there was only a trace of vitality left. Even if Shilu didn't take action, Hui Qing couldn't hold it for 3 days. Seeing that the other party lost consciousness, Shilu stopped talking nonsense and prepared to give Hui Qing the final blow. Point out. The speed of light rushed towards Hui Qing below. But at this moment, an old man with a mask appeared out of thin air, and he just changed the direction of the beam with a random column. Who are you? Shilu frowned, and a trace of fear appeared in his heart. He is now complete. There are very few people who can make him fear. Even if this is the god star field. The only ones who can threaten him are the Great Realm King or the Realm King God, as well as some time and space gods of the past dynasties. But he also has a background. The Realm King of the Southern Dimension and Zamus. In the star domain of the gods, generally no one dares to do anything to him. Shilu, I know why you came, why don't you wait for 3 days? After 3 days Jian Wushuang will take the initiative to fight. What if I don't? Xylas' eyes were cold. It's not a matter of time, it's a matter of face. Why give in? He is fully fleshed out. You can try. The mysterious masked man stretched out a hand. Shilu frowned, and he was a little afraid to shoot for a while. At this moment, a voice entered his mind. Promise him. This voice, Shilu, is very familiar. He is the Realm King of the Southern Time and Space. It is good. Remember your words. Shilu still obeyed the words of the Southern Realm King. However, instead of giving face to the King of Nanjie, he felt that the King of Nanjie had bowed his head. If he took a strong shot, he would only offend both sides. The mysterious masked man did not speak, and grabbed Hui Qing with one hand. Chapter 6192. Just like when it came out of thin air. Disappeared out of thin air. Just talking about this method, Shilu can't do it. He took a deep breath and didn't stay there for long. 3 days. Jian Wushuang personally came to meet him. No matter how much Jian Wushuang can grow in these 3 days. All should be prepared. 3 days, it's really interesting, I'm going to see how strong you can be. Xylas' figure moved and flew towards the transformed Zhalong Mountain. Outside the town north. Shilu jumped into a fairly barren area and built a huge ring. Thousands of miles in size. All the time and space in the 4 directions have been transformed by him, and there are restrictions. Only 2 people can enter at a time. This is his preparation. Then he closed his eyes and waited for the decisive battle 3 days later. Every second of time is precious. Even Jian Wushuang in the source of the stars is the same. At this time, Jian Wushuang had already broken through the Tower of 9 Tribulations more than 20 times in a row. His origin is getting stronger and stronger. Now in the original starry sky. There are already 3 miniature rivers of time and space. In every river of time and space, there are 9 universes. 3 long rivers of time and space, lined up in a row. It has the meaning of fusion. Call. Jian Wushuang sat cross-legged outside the Jie Tower and let out a long breath. After he entered this place, he never dared to stop. Now it has finally reached the 8 tribulations consummation. Prepare for the 9th robbery. It is also the most meaningful catastrophe in the catastrophe. Because of the divine tribulation, it is already a requirement of the universe God. However, the 9th robbery of Jian Wushuang, for ordinary practitioners, is even more terrifying than the power of the divine robbery. One after another disorderly rules came. Baptize his divine body. Not only baptizing his divine body, but also baptizing with the source. Jian Wushuang has integrated the divine body and the source into one. The divine body is the 36 ultimate universes. The origin of the 36 universes is also his divine body. The universe is immortal, and the divine body is immortal. Come together. Jian Wushuang raised his head slightly, staring at the 9th robbery above his head. This is no longer the supreme rule of the starry sky, but from a disorderly catastrophe. What? His power exploded suddenly. It just broke 1,000,000 in an instant. After the source and the divine body are completely integrated, amplification becomes more perfect. In the 8 tribulations realm, the divine power exceeded 100 million. Throughout the ages, he was the only one. If you want to go to the temple of the gods, you can do it at your fingertips. What's more, Jian Wushuang has the confidence to become a god. Why did he go to the temple? Just for that background? Ridiculous. Xingyu's words at the beginning would only make him feel ridiculous. With the advent of disorderly robbery, Jian Wushuang's divine body and origin have changed again. A baptism of power outside the rules. 99 times, each time was enough to kill a demigod. However, every baptism will greatly increase his divine power. 99 baptisms completed. His power has exceeded 100 million. The basic divine power left in the end also reached an astonishing 60 million. It is not an augmented divine body. 9 tribulations have passed. Jian Wusai's couldn't help but be excited. Together with the divine power of the starry sky, it was omitted to supplement it. Now is the beginning of my journey to the top. He directly took out the beast soldier. When you reach the 9 tribulations realm, you can finally use the beast's divine weapon. And the super eternal change, it is time to improve. The power of the beast contains the disordered origin of the world beast. He himself is the power of the starry sky, and the two merge, like a disordered starry sky. This is the ultimate everlasting change. However, you must first activate the first form of the beast magic weapon before you can create the second layer of super eternal change. In the source starry sky, Jian Wushuang sat cross-legged in the void, the power of the beast floating around. Blue and pink gradually blend. The terrifying force is also growing. Blue and pink, eventually forming a dark red. He suddenly opened his eyes. It's done. At this time, Jian Wushuang's eyes were dark red. God move. He clenched his fists. Super eternal change. Swish. Without any delay, the transformation unfolds in an instant. But when he first mastered it, he still needed to condense divine power to be able to perform super ancient transformation. Next is the ultimate eternal change. Jian Wushuang shouted angrily, "Ha!" Divine violence. Dark red divine power rose up, and arcs flickered, and he bathed in it. Divine power has also reached an exaggerated level. Plus the blessing of the first layer of the beast soldiers. There is also the previous blessing of super eternal change. He is now a quasi-5-star cosmic god. First of all, the basic power is 60 million. The robbery armor transformed into the 9 robbery armor, an increase of 10 million. The first layer of the beast soldier needs 50 million divine power, and it also gave him an increase of 50 million divine power. This is 120 million, which is the combat power of 1 star of the universe god. The most important thing is the everlasting increase. The super eternity has doubled. That is 240 million divine power. The ultimate eternity has doubled again. The divine power directly exploded to 480 million. This is already a quasi-5-star cosmic combat power. He also has free will. The white aura was just a hint of wafting, but it allowed him to fight against the quasi-6-star cosmic god. There is also the Starry Sky catalog. His kendo can already maintain the 6th sword at this time. The 6-star universe also has the confidence to kill its time to leave. Jian Wushuang's eyes shrank. The original road he may not go. So Xinjie is not in a hurry, it will take some time. This time span is very long. With his current strength, it is enough to go out and deal with Shilu. With a single touch of a finger, the time and space are torn apart. Swish. Entering the crack, the next moment appeared in the time house. Senior Great Realm King. At this time, Jian Wushuang returned to normal, with only 60 million basic divine power. In the 9 Tribulations realm, it is not very eye-catching, and it is only a powerhouse among the demigods. So fast? The Great Realm King was a little surprised. He thought Jian Wushuang would stay for a long time. The main Jian Wushuang was worried that the external situation had changed, and he did not enter the 4-story tower. It came out without much research. Jian Wushuang heard the words and directly told the truth. 4-story tower? Hearing that there was another tower, the Great Realm King couldn't stand still. He widened his eyes and exclaimed, "How is it possible in the source of the starry sky, there is only a tower of 9 tribulations left by the big star officer, and there is no 4-story tower at all? Accurately speaking, there are 5 layers." Jian Wushuang said with some uncertainty. The first layer of the universe god, the second layer of space-time god, the third layer of starry sky, the fourth layer of disorder, the fifth layer has no name. In order to verify, the Great Realm King directly tore the space and took the initiative to go to the source of the starry sky. Jian Wushuang naturally followed. But after he passed, he found that the tower had disappeared. Come out of thin air, go out of thin air. This is still there just now. Jian Wushuang was a little confused for a while. There is no need for him to lie. When you see it, you see it. After giving him a deep look, the Great Realm King took a deep breath. Perhaps that's your chance. Chapter 6193. What? This time Jian Wushuang couldn't stand. It was a chance that belonged to him alone, but he didn't get in? Big loss. You don't have to regret. What is yours is yours. This is the starry sky, a place with rules, not a place of disorder. The Great Realm King gave a comforting voice. But in the bottom of his heart, he was amazed by Jian Wushuang's chance. Even he had never heard of it. The 9 Tribulations Pagoda is the arrogance against the power of the starry sky. It is a treasure that the big star official personally put into the source of the starry sky. It's good to be able to get this reward. Unexpectedly, Jian Wushuang can still see the mysterious tower. Jian Wushuang nodded lightly. He was actually fine. This time his combat power has increased tremendously. Has been able to face everything. By the way, Shilu has become a complete body, you are now. The Great Realm King glanced at Jian Wushuang, feeling a little uneasy in his heart. He can naturally see that Jian Wushuang's aura has changed a lot, but his basic divine power is only 60 million. Even if it is doubled, it is only 1 star of the universe god, which is too far from the current Shilu. Jian Wushuang naturally understood what the Great Realm King meant. Hands clenched slightly. Complete body? Then let Senior Lao witness it and see who is stronger between me and Shilu. Ha! Jian Wushuang shouted angrily. Directly cast the ultimate eternal change. The power of disorder, where the origin of the starry sky and the origin of the beast gods converge, rises in an instant. The ultimate eternal change. His divine power instantly reached the level of a quasi-5-star cosmic god. There is also the blessing of this free and extreme mind power, but this blessing cannot be seen or touched, and it can only be manifested when fighting. Powerful walks around. The eyes of the Great Realm King couldn't help but turn around and exclaimed, "Your strength has improved very quickly, but compared with the current Shilu, it may be a little worse." "Alright, this is more interesting." Jian Wushuang smiled indifferently. If Shilu is too weak, it will be meaningless. He also promised the prophet to take Siru's life. I thought it was a very common thing, but I didn't expect it to be so complicated. And Xylus growth is also exaggerated. The first time I met it was in the northern time and space. At that time, after Shilu became interested, he had the combat power of the 9 tribulations in the northern time and space. After arriving at the Realm King continent, it was even faster than their level. Stronger than the quasi-5-star cosmic god. At least the peak powerhouse among the 5-star cosmic gods, or the quasi-6-star, or even the 6-star cosmic god. Senior, there's nothing to do, I'll go out first. Later, he has to go to the prophet's place and then go to deal with Shilu. The great realm king nodded and said, "Go ahead, there is just 1 day left at the appointed time with the prophet, and Shilu will be waiting for you at Zhalong Mountain." Jian Wushuang was a little surprised when he heard the words, but he didn't ask any further questions. He left the time house. Island. Seeing him walking out of the time house, everyone got up one after another. The last person to enter the time house was Wu Zhuo. The rest have been elevated. At this point they are standing outside waiting. "Wu Shuang, you finally came out." Wu Li looked a little embarrassed, because now Huiqing's life and death are unknown. It was taken away by the prophet before, and there has been no news. Jian Wushuang was surprised when he saw that Huiqing was missing. "Where's Huiqing?" "This. You have to ask Lord Prophet. After he was seriously injured by Siru, he was taken away by Lord Prophet." "Let's not talk about this. How has your strength improved? Can you win the current Shilu?" They care more about this. The pressure that Shilu gave was too great. Jian Wushuang shook his head when he heard the words. "I haven't seen Xylus' complete body, I'm not sure." Even the great realm king said that his chances of winning were very small, and he did not dare to exaggerate. "It's really not possible, let's go together." Wu Li gritted his teeth and said, "It's a pity that I didn't become a cosmic god, but through the guidance of Senior Great Realm King, I created the cosmic mystery method, and my divine power is only 1-star cosmic god. It's already very good." Jian Wushuang comforted. He didn't expect Wu Li and the others. Shilu came to him, and he could only solve it. Wu Li and others also briefly explained some of the previous things. Hearing that Huiqing almost fell, Jian Wushuang frowned, but he didn't expect it to be so serious. As for Huiqing's conceit, he felt nothing. Personality changes are normal. Let Shilu become a complete body, not to blame Huiqing. They'll go see how Shilu is in full body first. Jian Wushuang ripped apart time and space at will. You don't need the help of the divine artifact. Seeing this, everyone couldn't help taking a breath of cold air. This is the territory of the great realm king, and the time and space are more stable. But it was torn apart by Jian Wushuang. This is not to use divine power, but to rely on the realm. Now Jian Wushuang is only 1 step away from the complete long river of time and space. Time and space have reached the peak level. If it is time and space, no matter how strong it is, he can tear it apart. Just like the space-time canyon at the beginning, he can also get it out now. It just doesn't make much sense. Ordinary treasures are naturally not seen. Despite this, everyone still reminded, "Be careful, Siru is terrible." "No problem." Jian Wushuang nodded slightly, and the figure disappeared in front of everyone. In a flash reappeared, already outside the north city of Zalongshan town. Falling into the arena arranged by Shilu, the two stood back to back. "Siruru." Jian Wushuang. They just called each other's names softly, and neither of them said anything. But a powerful thought force is entangled. "Want to compete?" Jian Wushuang frowned slightly and chuckled lightly. "Gone." After speaking, he disappeared again. "Interesting." The corner of Xylus' mouth rose, and he was able to get the approximate strength of Jian Wushuang through the contest just now. 5-star universe god. Compared with Shilu, this is not enough. Swish. Jian Wushuang returned to the island of the great realm king, and everyone looked over curiously. Want to know the answer in his heart? Should almost. This is Jian Wushuang's speculation. Xylus' strength really gave him a surprise. It can be so powerful. Stronger than his mind. He is definitely stronger than him in divine power. Shilu, who was just normal, was the battle power of the 5-star cosmic god. The peak may be around 7 stars. It's really stressful. It's okay, there is still 1 day left, you can still improve. Never mind. Jian Wushuang shook his head. He was not going to retreat anymore, because it was unnecessary. He has to go to the prophet somewhere. It's too late to retreat, and what he can improve has been improved. The rest of the divine calamity requires a long time to accumulate, and it cannot be achieved in a short time. I'm going to visit Lord Prophet. You can go back to the immortal temple. Siru will not trouble you for the time being. There is no need to stay here. This time, the Great Realm King helped them because of the relationship between the Northern Realm King. Chapter 6194. Without this threat from Shilu, it would not help them improve their strength. Everything has to be done gradually. After explaining, he got up and flew towards the place where the prophet lived. It took a stick of incense to reach the hall where the prophet was. As soon as he landed, he saw that the prophet was already waiting for him. Lord Prophet. Jian Wushuang saluted respectfully. For the prophet, he is full of admiration and has been helping him all the time. In particular, the refining of the beast gods also pointed out the fusion of the power of the starry sky and the power of the beast gods. Great kindness to him. Now he has saved Huiqing and stabilized Shilu. It seems that you have taken control of the beast magic weapon. N. Jian Wushuang nodded and said, the junior has never forgotten what the Lord explained, and after the breakthrough, he will come to the senior. And about Shilu, thank you seniors. The prophet waved his hand and said, these are all small things, it's a big thing only if you control the beast gods, and you have also increased the power of disorder a lot. If you enter the realm of disorder in the future, I'm afraid it will also be a big deal. I can barely survive. The land of disorder? Jian Wushuang was stunned for a moment, but he did not expect that the prophet would mention the land of disorder, which is the infinite land outside of time and space. There are no rules there, and there are powerful monsters and beasts, dividing the disorderly land, and one by one occupying the mountains as kings. Very confusing. The starry sky principle has always been in harmony with the disordered land. Even if the disordered land invades, it is only a resistance, and it will never take the initiative. Because it's not necessary. You go punch him, he's fine. Instead, it will hurt your hands. Very passive. As a result, the prophet's words intended him to go to a place of disorder. This made Jian Wushuang somewhat confused. You will know in the future. I won't tell you this first. After you control the beast soldier, I have something to give you, and this thing is related to the robbery armor on your body. After the prophet finished speaking, he took out a blue bead. Related to Jiejia? Jian Wushuang's heart shook. The robbery armor is obtained from the Tian chessboard. The Guantian chessboard was given to him by Teacher Xuani, which meant that Jiejia was related to Teacher Xuani. The prophet even knew this. Senior, do you know Teacher Xianyi? Jian Wushuang said excitedly, could it be that Teacher Xianyi asked you to help me? The prophet heard the words and said vaguely, almost. Then, can you tell me how to find Teacher Xianyi? Jian Wushuang had a lot of doubts in his heart. He kept going to the source of the world but couldn't find the whereabouts of Teacher Xianyi. Now there are finally some clues. Didn't he tell you? The prophet smiled. He should have told you that he will meet in the future. It should not be far away. Do you know this? Jian Wushuang was completely stunned. I didn't expect the prophet to be able to count this. He also had some doubts about the identity of the other party. Can count so clearly. Teacher Xianyi estimates that he is really in the starry sky. And a very powerful god. But he didn't see Teacher Zuanyi's name on the town boundary stone tablet. Maybe Xuani teacher didn't call him by this name. At the beginning, the head of the Xuani Temple of Qi Temple said that the name of Teacher Xuani was borrowed from him. Who would that be? 12-star spirits? According to Teacher Zuanyi's mystery, it is really possible. Or which big star official? Don't make random guesses, some things need your strength to be able to know, otherwise it will be useless to tell you now, just like you are now with the masters of the universe in the northern time and space. The gap is too big to help you, instead, it would be a burden. Jian Wushuang nodded silently. Robbery armor. He took out the armor and handed it to the prophet. This is made from the Tian Tian chessboard that teacher Xuani left me at the beginning. The chessboard is divided into two parts. One condenses the heavenly Dao pearl, and the other is this robbery armor. After he finished speaking, he thought of the beads in the prophet's hand. Think of Hui Qing being rescued before. Only then did he react and exclaimed, "Senior, did you take out Hui Qing's heavenly Dao pearl? This is Hui Qing's key treasure. Take it out and Hui Qing will be useless." "Yes, this heavenly Dao bead was originally given to you, but because your path has changed, this bead will only reach Hui Qing. This robbery armor is actually one body with this bead. If you give it away, why not? Send the Buddha to the West." "Oh, since that's the case, then send Jejia to Hui Qing." Jian Wushuang didn't care. Anyway, 10 million more divine power now has no effect on him. After the prophet heard it, he smiled lightly and said, "You are very generous. This kind of treasure is given away as soon as it is given away. Do you know what it does?" "I don't know." Jian Wushuang shook his head. At first, he felt that the robbery had nothing to do with the Tiandaozu, so he divided it into two and gave it to Hui Qing. The robbery armor is very simple, only increasing the basic divine power. It is a rather magical treasure. Now it has transformed into a divine armor, which is even more extraordinary. It just wasn't of much use to him. If it comes to the universe God, it's okay to have a qualitative change. Since it's all given to Hui Qing, I want to explain it to you. I will accept this treasure. Of course, it won't make you suffer. There are even better treasures for you. After the prophet finished speaking, he took it out of his arms. A red-marked eyelet. The power of disorder emanates from it. When Jian Wushuang saw the eye mark, his heart shook. This power is terrifying. It is very similar to the power of disorder that he fused with the power of the starry sky. Has the power to destroy the world. He also saw a power from the source. Is the source of disorder? No, this is just the source of the power of the beast god. The eyesight is good. This is left by the beast that entered the starry sky. One eye. The prophet threw the red eyeball to Jian Wushuang. A world beast, a disorderly powerhouse stronger than a monster. He has one eye and looks ugly, but his strength is extremely powerful. There are even fewer recorded beasts. The prophet said that it was a world beast that entered the starry sky, that is to say, the other party had the combat power to cross the long river of time and space and shatter the continent of the world king. It's better not to go to the sky. Compare the starry sky to a house. The 4 dimensions of time and space are the 4 walls. Realm King continent is the roof. Most of the recorded beasts were beheaded by the Realm King before they approached time and space. The stronger ones are to enter the Realm King continent and be beheaded by the Great Realm King or a star spirit powerhouse. It was the first time Jian Wushuang heard of being able to enter the starry sky. The prophet added, "That world beast, leaving the scorpion behind, ran away. His strength is very powerful, and he can smash the entire world king continent with one punch." Jian Wushuang broke into a cold sweat when he heard it, and was able to shatter the Realm King continent with one punch. How strong is this? Weiss strength may not be so terrifying. Chapter 6195. Break into the starry sky, but also be able to retreat. The 12 star spirits are decorations? He got away with this? At the beginning, the star officer of the starry sky went to the place of disorder, and it was considered a sneak attack. Wes, one of the 12 star spirits, shot, leaving the opponent's eyes and letting the beast escape. Back then, when Weiss shot and fought against the beast, he was only slightly better and knocked back the opponent. In his own territory, he failed to take down that world beast. That's the 12 star spirits. The 12 strongest in the starry sky. Practitioners are almost certain, never beyond. The strongest cultivator is the kind of Xingyue. Becoming a Protoss messenger, or becoming a world king, has reached the top. There are only a few practitioners of the Great Realm King, which is similar to the number of celestial spirits, able to slip through the hands of Weiss. Only one eye remained. Jian Wushuang observed carefully, shocking his mind. Don't dare to comprehend intuitively. This is the eye of the beast. You can attach it to the divine beast, and it will raise the origin of the divine beast to a higher level. It is a treasure for you. In Jian Wushuang's view, the prophet's words were too modest. Those eyes are treasures to everyone. When the 9 stars cosmic god came, he had to flow Heratsi. Jian Wushuang swallowed a mouthful of saliva, then wrapped it directly with thought power, threw it into the source of the beast god, and started a chain. Wow! He was shocked all over. The dark red power erupted again. Even suppressed his star power. The dark red has also turned into a peach. Jian Wushuang clenched his fists, only to feel his divine power skyrocketing uncontrollably. Divine power instantly exceeded 100 million. It stopped at the top. If he doesn't use super eternal transformation now, he has 150 million divine power. To display super eternal change, it is Samsung. The ultimate eternal change is 6 stars. He also has the power of freedom, 7-star cosmic god. He can fight too. There was also an extra mark between Jian Wushuang's eyebrows. Blood red. Compared with Siru, the gap between you now is not big. The prophet nodded indifferently. Jian Wushuang is full of confidence. Even if the prophet still thinks that there is a gap between him and Shilu, he still feels that there is hope for victory. I will definitely do what the seniors told me. Kill Sirius. Wait for Hui Qing, he's coming out soon. Jian Wushuang nodded. The day passed quickly. Before dawn, Hui Qing left the customs. The temperament of the whole person has changed. Wearing a black robe, his eyes are cold. Seeing Jian Wushuang, he just smiled slightly. Let's go. The prophet couldn't wait to watch the battle. Jian Wushuang and Hui Qing nodded at the same time. Then they looked at each other and flew up together, heading towards Zhalong Mountain. Passing through the star field of the gods, the two arrived outside Jinbei City. This time, there is no tearing space, just simply flying. After arriving, it was discovered that Wu Zue and the others were also here. Everyone looked at each other and said nothing. Seeing so many people, Shilu was extremely excited. He also made the rules. Ring battle, 1-on-1. Falling off the ring or falling is considered a loser. How is it, are you still satisfied? Shilu spread his hands and looked at everyone. Jian Wushuang seemed very casual, and said indifferently, of course. Why don't you go with Hui Qing? Wu Zue couldn't help but persuade him. He saw that Hui Qing and Jian Wushuang were similar in strength, but not as terrifying as Shilu. It's better to go together, it's more secure. No, I have a chance. Jian Wushuang is extremely confident. Hearing that he was so confident, Wu Zue stopped persuading him. The intention of refusal has been distributed. Jian Wushuang stepped onto the ring and slowly raised his hand. Let's start. I originally wanted to save the best for the last, but you are too anxious, Jian Wushuang. Xylas' face changed, and his figure struck like lightning. But Jian Wushuang was not slow, his toes touched the ground lightly, and he jumped into the air. A strong light condensed in his hands, and the shocked Shilu couldn't move below. But only for a moment. The bright light started to dissipate. The figures of the two flickered at the same time, constantly fighting in the air. One after another muffled sound, so that the surrounding area is prohibited from shaking. The world shook with it. Their power is also increasing. Jian Wushuang said nonchalantly, the sword is in its sheath and has to be drawn. Once the sword is out, there is no turning back. Don't let my preparations go to waste. Shilu completely ignored Jian Wushuang. Glancing at Wan Jiejian, he let out a sneer. The sword intent contained in the body of the sword is only a quasi-8 star. He was slashed with a sword while standing, and he wouldn't be hurt at all. Come on, I'll stand here and see what your sword can do to me. In the face of the arrogant Shilu, Jian Wushuang was unmoved. A slight smile twitched at the corner of his mouth. The sword of 10,000 tribulations hummed. He raised his hands slightly, and the sword of myriad tribulations split out. A normal sword chi burst out. Everyone was stunned, thinking that Jian Wushuang was crazy. How could such a simple sword energy hurt Shilu? But the sword light in the sword energy suddenly rioted. The Starry Sky Catalogue, the sixth sword. Jian Wushuang muttered in a low voice, his eyes suddenly turned, and the whole person's breath became sharp. Everlasting is also an enemy, boom. The originally long and narrow sword Qi suddenly turned into a sword light, covering the entire God's star field. At this moment, the supreme rule couldn't help shaking. Powerful breath, Ukanshu. Calm resonates with the world. Jian Wushuang Qiqiao bleeds. Divine power was instantly evacuated. The power of the source in the body is all gathered in the sword light. He was greedy all over. The strength is just right, it will not kill him, but also can let this sword be presented in a perfect posture. Under the light of the sword, Xylas' heart was also tight. He didn't expect Jian Wushuang to have such a backhand. A terrifying sword light. It was enough to make his mind shake, unable to look directly. Today, I will make you despair. Facing the sword light, Shilu opened his hands and slammed into it. I want to break the sword light with both hands. But the moment he touched the sword light, he found that his divine power suddenly dropped. A terrifying aura was swallowing his power. How is this possible? Shilu looked shocked. Don't dare to hit hard. With powerful divine power gathered in both hands, he wanted to blast this sword light. But when the light beam that erupted from his hands was directly divided into two parts, the place was dumbfounded. The speed of Jinguang also began to increase suddenly. No longer giving Shilu a chance to breathe, the light and shadow cut through in an instant. Xylas' figure gradually split in the light. Eyeballs burst open. Flesh smashed. The gods are shaking. No, you can't kill me. Shilu in the sword light is still struggling. But Jian Wushuang no longer has the power to bless him. The impact of the sword light gradually dimmed. Shilu looked happy, and he was able to carry it on. The sword light is weakening, and his pressure is not so great. The body gradually recovered. With a shove with both hands, the sword light, which was starting to weaken, was blocked. It's over, everyone. This battle is very happy. Also dangerous. Chapter 6196. Anyway, it was cool, and in the end, everyone was killed. The most perfect. Just as he relaxes, the sword light suddenly soared again. How is that possible? Shilu looked shocked. When I turned around, I realized that it was Hui Qing. Not only Hui Qing alone, but also Wu Zue, Wu Li, Bru, and Shenmu Wang. They raised their hands and concentrated all their strength on this sword. Instead of Jian Wushuang holding a sword, the power of the sword light was once again raised to the highest level. Sirius was completely unbearable. The entire body fell into the sword light and began to gradually disappear. In the end, there was nothing left. The breath also disappeared in the air. The entire Zelangshan territory was almost destroyed. Everyone slumped on the ground. Only Hui Qing could barely stand, suppressing the chaotic storm of the origin in his body with his hands. A smile leaked out. 1. The twilight faded, and a ray of sunlight fell on the bare ground. I knew they could do it. The king of the northern realm who watched this scene couldn't help raising his arms and shouting. There is also the great realm king, who is equally excited. Jian Wushuang, who was lying on the ground, squinted slightly, watching the sun rise slowly. But before he could laugh, his eyes froze. Dare to think of cheering, I saw Jian Wushuang turned into stone. And it's broken. Jian Wushuang. Wu Zue rushed forward and touched the stones lightly. It took a long time to accept this established fact. Jian Wushuang fell. The overdraft power has fallen. Outside Zhalong Mountain. After a few days of calm, Wu Zue and others returned to Junbei City with Jian Wushuang's stone body. Did not go to the God Star Field. The crowd remained silent. On the other hand, Hui Qing went to the star domain of the gods alone, looking for the prophet. However, it was found that among the gods, no one knew the existence of the prophet. Only Dan Bao knows. Moreover, the great realm king also said that there has never been the position of prophet in the star field of the gods. In the end, he returned to Junbei City in despair. Depressed for a few days. It was Danbao who received a piece of news that made everyone breathe a sigh of relief. Jian Wushuang fell, but not completely. Now they need to find the 7 sources and repair Jian Wushuang's body. After the physical body is restored, Jian Wushuang can be resurrected. After hearing this news, Hui Qing immediately embarked on the road to find the source. Wu Zua and the others were not idle either. The crowd split up. The adventure in Kaiwang continent begins. Along the way, many things will happen. There will also be many opportunities. It's a make-up, because Jian Wushuang has gained more benefits. Realm of the King of Gods. On a small green planet, the diameter is only 10 miles. Jian Wushuang lay on the grass and slept soundly. This is the territory of the Northern Realm King. His consciousness first went to the prophet, and then he was enlightened, and he had the ability to incarnate consciousness. Then he was sent to the king of the Northern Realm. That's the biggest benefit. Consciousness incarnate, he is the same as not dead. There is a source of divine power. It's just that he can't leave the realm of the king. He can still practice here. Nothing was delayed. Jian Wushuang, wake up, there is good news for you. I'm dead, can't I get a good night's sleep? Jian Wushuang turned over. Lying on the grass, not wanting to move at all. Completely lost the motivation to practice. I want to have a good rest. For him now, there is no pressure. In the bottom of my heart, I saw a lot. Since time is infinite, why worry so much? Rather go step by step. Cough. The king of the Northern Realm coughed dryly and said, "You are fine, now there is a way to revive you, and I have told Hui Qing and them about this method. It may not take long before you can leave Realm King God Realm." So what? Jian Wushuang didn't care at all. Instead, he thought it was fine. It is better to practice here, and no one has disturbed him. The battle has made him a little tired. Especially conspiracy. This time, being calculated by the prophet, he has been very sad in his heart. Although the prophet didn't have any bad intentions towards him, he was very tired after this journey. And he didn't like the feeling of being manipulated. He is more like a man who insists on his own destiny. Okay, since you don't care, then I will go to see the great Realm King alone. The Realm King said and prepared to leave. When Jian Wushuang heard the great Realm King, his eyes lit up and he turned over and stood up. The king of the great realm? This is the existence of opening up the king's continent. Even this Realm King God Realm was opened up by someone. The realm of the realm is a world where consciousness coexists. Simply put, the physical body cannot enter this place. Only the fallen cosmic god, or the consciousness of the space-time god, will be guided into the realm of the king. And only guide those powerful universe gods. Or some universe gods with unusual backgrounds. Bringing their consciousness here, you can queue up for rebirth. This kind of rebirth can carry memories. However, to awaken memory, you need to recultivate to the universe god. This is more difficult, because after rebirth, the luck is different. In case of premature death, the next life may not be able to enter the realm of the king. Great risk. Those cosmic gods simply stopped being reborn and stayed in the realm of the realm. Of course, there is a silver lining to everything. The cosmic god consciousness left behind can go to receive some tasks and accumulate luck for the next life. People with bad luck may go directly to the giant god clan after being reborn. The beginning is Lord of the Universe. If you practice casually and return to the clan, you can become the master of the universe of the 8 tribulations and even the 9 tribulations. It is also very close to the God of the universe. The key is safety. The giant gods are all existences walking sideways in the starry sky. Protoss does not touch the interests of practitioners. The rest are the families of the Protoss. This is the overlord in the starry sky. The giant god race has 6 Protoss messengers. One of the star spirit messengers is still under the command of the big star official. No one dared to provoke such a powerful group, dreaming of wanting to be reborn to the Titans. Jian Wushuang doesn't care about this. He is different from the consciousnesses that were brought in. The consciousness that was guided in, when it fell, the consciousness directly entered here. Only in the realm of the Realm King can one maintain his divine power during his lifetime, and it is impossible to cultivate in their consciousness. Jian Wushuang is different. Not only can he use his consciousness to manipulate divine power when he is outside, but he can even continue to practice when he is here. There is no need to reincarnate. Hui Qing and the others will save themselves. Unlike the consciousness that was brought in, there was not that much pressure. This is the first time he has gained a sense of superiority from among his peers. In the past, he was under a lot of pressure, but now he sees other people struggling to survive, and then he feels what life is. Comfortable. Originally, he had planned to go on like this. Chapter 6197. The name of the great Realm King can be heard. He couldn't help frowning. Lord Realm King, you're not kidding. Are you sure it's the great Realm King, not the Realm King God? This gap is huge. In the great Realm King realm, only the first-generation great realm God exists. The rest of the great realm kings have long since fallen. There is only one still alive, and it is in the starry sky. Neither are in the Realm King continent. In the Realm King continent, there is only one Realm King God. And the consciousness of the King of Gods here has a digital existence. They are all the gods of the previous dynasties who fell. Chapter 6197. Although Jian Wushuang's talent is good, he now possesses the combat power of the 7 stars of the universe God. But it's not time for the great Realm King to pay attention. You don't believe in pulling it down. Anyway, the invitation from the great Realm King has been sent, so you can say whether to go or not. Go! Jian Wushuang agreed immediately, tidied up his clothes, and there was this halo above his head. In this realm of consciousness. In fact, it is no different from the outside world, just can't get out. Then let's go. How to get to Chaos City? The king of the North Realm saw that he was fooled. A smile leaked from the corner of his mouth. He got out a small flying boat and left this small blue star with Jian Wushuang. On the way, looking at the scene outside, Jian Wushuang's eyes widened and rounded. In fact, he has a lot of knowledge and he has seen a lot of magical sights. But when he saw the scene along the way, he was completely shocked. This is the real beauty. There is probably no place more beautiful than this place in the world. Don't be so surprised. This is the world created by consciousness. The scenery is naturally the most beautiful scenery recorded in consciousness. In layman's terms, the scenery here is all illusion. You don't need to care so much. When you arrive in Chaos City, where is more fun? Consciousness change? Jian Wushuang's eyes moved, looking at the beautiful scenery in front of him. God was gone for a while. Consciousness change. If this is the case, wouldn't it be possible to avoid the strong as much as possible? Just like the land of disorder. Countless monsters were born, they were lawless and lived happily in the outside world. Everything can be opened up at will, without any restraints. A world where consciousness changes, isn't it no different from disorder? So where is the real world they live in? Starry sky, Realm King continent, for great space-time, universe, 10,000 realms. These seemingly real things may also be fake. At this time, a bud was born in his heart. Self-doubt. Doubt the world. Doubt the truth of this world. This is his emotion after realizing the world. After that, it was quickly forgotten. Along the way, the king of the northern realm also stopped and went, and it seemed that he was not in a hurry at all. The key is the strange things on the road, which also aroused Jian Wushuang's curiosity. He simply stopped and played for a few days and continued to move forward. In the world of consciousness, he did not encounter any danger. Like a fairyland. They have also encountered many consciousnesses of the universe gods, and they seem to be very familiar with the Realm King. All greeted warmly, without any airs. Even some 9-star cosmic gods are extremely polite. Such a perfect world, in fact, has been living like this all the time, and it is not bad. What does it mean when the outside world is cheating and fighting everywhere? Seeing the change in Jian Wushuang's eyes. The Realm King explained on the side, "Don't look at this place as peaceful, there are actually some threats, and this world is too small, it is not suitable for long-term survival, otherwise the consciousness will collapse." No wonder, Jian Wushuang sighed. If this is the real world, there may be no practitioners, everything can be resolved peacefully, why do you need force? Haha, your ambition is not bad, but it is difficult to achieve. This is not an ambition, but the practitioners who have just fallen will think so. If you live here for a long time, you will either become depressed and take this place as the last sustenance of your life, until it falls. I would rather die than be reborn. Has reached the realm of not afraid of death. There are also some who cherish their lives and want to accumulate qi to reincarnate. In fact, after reaching their realm, death is really not terrible. Fear of losing what you once had. Still inseparable from a human nature. He didn't discuss this with the realm king. The other party is not a human, and they don't understand it. Jian Wushuang is different, he came from the mundane. I have seen the appearance of all beings in the mundane. Ordinary things will fight. For power, for honor, for superiority. Will cause fighting. Some fights are fighting and killing, and some fights are actually fighting against oneself. Can't get through with yourself. For example, a poor boy in the ordinary world has to marry a rich family daughter. But because he saw that he didn't marry another, he didn't marry one and went back, feeling that he had no face. He worked hard to get the approval of others. Until finally exhausted, he walked away with a smile. Fight for something better. Jian Wushuang also paid for it. Until now, he was asking himself whether it was worth it. Maybe it's not worth it, but after walking all the way, the wonderful life in life may not be worse than those ordinary people think that the rich and noble. When he fell, he walked away with a smile. Maybe I understand. Jian Wushuang looked up at the charming scene and closed his eyes slightly. The wind was blowing and we walked slowly. Enjoy a brief moment of peace. A few days later, the realm king finally brought him to Chaos City. Ukanshu. Calm. The yellowish ancient city does not have any ancient atmosphere or ingested power. It's just an ordinary town. Here, no matter how strong you are, you can't do it yourself. Otherwise, consciousness will be wiped out. Outside the gate, there is not even a guard. The consciousness on the street goes its own way. After arriving in Chaos City, Jian Wushuang found people here, and there was very little smile on his face. Most are frowning. This should be the pressure that the king said. I couldn't let go of everything I had and wanted to be resurrected. All the people I encountered in the outside world had given up on the plan to be reborn and lived their last days in the realm of the King of Gods. Now these are all fighting for what they had. Go to the arena. Arena? Where are you going? Didn't you come to see the great realm king? Jian Wushuang was a little puzzled. Hey, you'll know when you go. If you want to meet the great realm king, we must prepare a meeting ceremony. That's right, it's still the thoughtful thought of Lord Realm King. He nodded, feeling that he was too anxious. Others can be anxious, but he won't. His consciousness will not collapse, he can still cultivate slowly, and he does not need to be reincarnated. Just followed Jie dynasty to the arena. After arriving, I found out. It really is a ring arena. But who is the opponent? Jian Wushuang was a little curious. Get in here and don't cost anything. Because there are no two doormen. The two entered at will. After finding a place to sit down, the realm king said leisurely, wait a minute, there will be a battle. It's the two universe gods whose consciousness is about to sink. You should be optimistic about it at that time. This kind of death battle is difficult for the outside world to see. Chapter 6198. Depressed and Dying Universe God? Jian Wushuang was stunned for a moment, and there was some curiosity in his heart. But he was more curious about why the King of Realms brought him here. In this kind of place, what kind of gift can you give the great Realm King? He was not in a hurry to ask, sitting on the high platform, waiting for the start of the battle. A quarter of an hour later, the bell rang. There are more people. In the entire arena, there are at least tens of thousands of cosmic god consciousness bodies. They are all waiting for the battle before they die. Soon, the two universe gods came out of confrontation. It turned out to be the 7-star universe god. Jian Wushuang took a deep breath. Although there is still a 9-star cosmic god here, but such a powerful cosmic god, whose consciousness is depressed, is about to die, and is unwilling to be reincarnated and reborn. This surprised Jian Wushuang's heart. He also thought that it would be those weak cosmic gods who would participate. I didn't expect it to be such a powerful universe god. The two universe gods in the arena have different appearances. One has a curved horn on the top of his head. There is another one with blue scales on his body. Only the 7 stars on the chest are the same. Jian Wushuang also has stars on his chest. There are 6. Represents his strongest divine power, but it is not the most advanced combat power. The two of them didn't talk too much on the field. Shoot directly. I originally thought that it would be the same as the outside world, and it would cause a lot of movement. After the fight, I found that there was not much movement at all. At most, the violent collision between fists and feet caused a burst of breath. And it hasn't triggered the source yet. This made Jian Wushuang very curious. Senior Realm King, could it be that the realm of consciousness suppressed the strength of the universe god? It's not suppression, it's called weakening. The Realm King explained with a smile. The realm of consciousness is actually very fragile. There are many people who want to enter here. That's called an alternate quota. All the Tianjiao opportunities in the Temple of the Gods have this quota, and they will be led into the realm after they fall. King God Realm, but this place can't bear too many cosmic gods, so it will weaken the power and put pressure on the depressed cosmic gods, let them fall early so that people can enter later. Could it be that the gods of the universe fall every day? Jian Wushuang was surprised. Although he didn't spend much time in the Realm King continent. But he also didn't see the cosmic god of the Realm King continent. The movement caused by the fall of a cosmic god was extremely huge. How could the universe fall every day? This sentence made the Realm King laugh. Jian Wushuang, you know too little about the starry sky. If you know something about the starry sky, you won't say that. You have to know whether it is the 4 great spacetime or the Realm King continent. Compared with the starry sky, it is pitifully small, and the number of strong people is even more different. You can think about it, the original universe you were in didn't even have a master of the universe. Then compare the original universe with the realm of the King continent. Isn't the master of the universe falling every day? Jian Wushuang was relieved. It's because his pattern is too small, or it's because he takes the god of the universe too seriously. The size of the starry sky was beyond his imagination. Okay, let's watch this battle first, and you will need to prepare gifts for the great Realm King in person later. After the Realm King finished speaking, he stopped talking, watching the 2 universe gods fighting on the field. Although there are no fancy moves, the level of excitement in the fight is still very high. Already lived to death. Naturally, there will be no holding back. A battle without life is the most cruel. In the end, the blue-scaled man won. He unscrewed the sharp horns on the opponent's head with his own hands. A consciousness also disappeared in the realm of the king. Jian Wushuang couldn't help getting up and shouting. Although cruel, they were all chosen by themselves and no one threatened them. Everything is voluntary. He is also willing to respect the other party's choice and will naturally applaud. At the end of the battle, a petite girl appeared on the field, with a pure appearance, wearing a python pattern robe and a little cold. You strong men from all walks of life, today's battle was won by Mengxiang Wang, which is also his 7-game winning streak. If you win the next 3 games, you can visit the Great Realm King and get the starry sky in the Supreme Rules. Puzzle. After the girl finished speaking, she handed a medal to the Mongolian Elephant King. This is the 7th medal. There are 2 axes on the medal. Great Axe Medal. Win 10 games in a row to get the Tomahawk Medal. Not only can you know the mystery of the starry sky with the highest rules, at the same time, you can also get a chance to super reincarnate. Maybe after knowing the ultimate secret of the mystery of the starry sky, he would not want to die. And the chance of super reincarnation will be designated to that group. Or family. The giant gods will also be escorted. It can be said that after obtaining the Tomahawk Medal, not only do you not have to be depressed, but you can also soar into the sky. Therefore, not only those cosmic gods who want to know the mystery of the starry sky after depression, but also those cosmic gods who want to be reborn again. Therefore, the arena is the most lively place in the entire Chaos City. Jian Wushuang understood at this time. Why did the Realm King bring him here? Isn't that just digging a hole for him? Turn around and leave immediately. Ukanshu. Calm. The Realm King caught up behind and persuaded, Jian Wushuang, this is really the only way to meet the Realm King. I really didn't slap you. Don't you want to see the great Realm King once? In no mood. Jian Wushuang stopped, turned to look at the Realm King and replied, I just fell, and you made me fight again, and it's still 10 life and death battles. How could I possibly win all of them? Even if it was a match, he didn't want to fight. As Kai Wang said earlier, he will be resurrected anyway. There is no need to fight 10 life and death battles. Torture yourself. Anyway, I won't see it because I don't have that need. I'd rather believe in Hui Qing than believe that I can win 10 games. He also despised the benefits after winning. What a starry mystery. And super reincarnation. He doesn't care. I heard the King of the Realm explain the origin of the starry sky before. Born out of disorder. What can be a secret? To put it harshly, the current Lord of the Starry Sky used to be a monster and a beast. It's just a lot stronger than otherworld beasts. Can open up a starry sky. When the Realm King heard the words, he didn't want to give up and then persuaded, then you don't want to see the one who can open up the Realm King continent, the big Realm King? In no mood. Jian Wushuang refused decisively, and then sneered, I have even seen Weiss, but it is a Protoss, stronger than the great Realm King, there is no need to see it. Ha! The Northern Realm King was amused, covering his mouth and said, yes, the Protoss is indeed stronger than the great Realm King. Seeing the other party's yin and yang laughter, Jian Wushuang was a little unconvinced. Am I right? Yes. The Realm King nodded and said, you are right, the Star Spirit is stronger than the Realm King. Chapter 6199. That's it. Jian Wushuang spread his hands and prepared to continue walking outside. But he was called down by the king again. Then have you ever thought that the former great Realm King is expected to open up the starry sky? This sentence calmed Jian Wushuang. Subconsciously he stopped. The goddess of the ancient moon time and space, you should know that she tried to replicate the starry sky in vain, and the road she paved in the end was too big, and she fell. But the great Realm King, he really almost opened up a starry sky, and finally gave up on his own initiative for some unknown reason. And then opened up the Realm King continent and became the strongest existence among the practitioners. You said that the 12 star spirits are indeed the strongest, surpassing the highest rules, but they are not practitioners after all. When the Realm King said this, he sighed again. Although I'm not a cultivator, but you Jian Wushuang is a cultivator, and you are the pride of my northern time and space, I want you to walk a little longer, you have the origin of the starry sky, and you are expected to become the next great Realm King, or even the pioneer of the next starry sky. This time, Jian Wushuang did not refute. Stand still for a while. Only then did he slowly open his mouth and said, is this the purpose of your stay here? Right. Trust me, when you meet the great Realm King, you will never suffer a loss. You will get useful information for yourself. No matter what, he is a pioneer and useful to you. Maybe he will give you some pointers, 10 life and death battles. The risk is worth taking. Jian Wushuang was somewhat persuaded. He really wanted to meet the great Realm King now. Talk to the other party about the origin of the starry sky. Not talking about opening up the starry sky, but just talking about opening up time and space by yourself is a problem. Right now, his origins are still far away. He licked the corner of his mouth, looked up at the Realm King and said, okay, you'll see the battle of life and death. That's right, it's a great opportunity. The King of the Northern Realm suddenly burst into a smile. Pulling Jian Wushuang is like going back to sign up. Wait a moment. Jian Wushuang did not go directly, but asked, I am the Lord of the Universe, so I can't let me fight those 7-star universe gods. Don't worry about this, the battle of the same rank, you are now marking the 6-star cosmic god, and of course your opponent is only the 6-star cosmic god. This made Jian Wushuang heave a sigh of relief. He has 7-star combat power. Although most of the universe gods come from the starry sky, there are also many trump cards. But the 7-star combat power, against the 6-star cosmic god, this is not difficult for him. Lord Realm King, it seems that you have already prepared everything, just wait for me to nod. Don't say that. That is, after you fell, I thought about letting you not be too idle in the realm of the realm these days, otherwise, after resurrecting later, how will you deal with Zamasu? Jian Wushuang raised his head and said disdainfully, I've already done it for Shilu, and am still missing a little Zamasu? When Hui Qing and the others get me out, if Zamas doesn't come to me, I will go to him and kill him. By the way, Zamas and Suru, who is stronger? Enzamas is slightly stronger, but now Zamas is in the Temple of the Gods, preparing to take the final sprint of the King of the Gods. He must have surpassed Siru. Maybe he has surpassed the 9-star universe now. 9 stars and above? Jian Wushuang frowned. He thought that no matter how strong Zamas was, he was a 9-star universe god. I didn't expect to surpass Jiuxing. Don't think about this for now. Go ahead and sign up and study your opponents by the way. Enter the arena again. The two of them did not go to the viewing platform, but went to a stone house next to the arena. The black-robed python pattern girl was flipping through some books. Seeing the king of the realm coming, he actually stood up and said politely, King of the Northern Realm, why are you free to come to me? It's nothing. Isn't this a 6-star cosmic in our northern time and space? Do you want to be reincarnated as soon as possible? I just wanted to see the battle of life and death and return to the Realm King continent earlier. This air made Jian Wushuang wonder whether to laugh or cry. In the northern time and space, a 6-star universe has fallen, so that there are many cosmic gods in the northern time and space. It's easy to do, just write the name on the stone wall, and it will be sorted automatically later, and opponents with the same combat power will be selected to fight. Then it's troublesome. The Realm King cupped his hands and called out Jian Wushuang to engrave his name. Jian Wushuang did not hesitate, and immediately wrote his name on the stone wall. The moment the name was engraved, the opponent was chosen. Carlo. Starry Sky, the 6-star universe in the 9th star district, once had the ability to kill the same level. He is also the god of the universe in the Temple of the Gods. There is a lot of information on it. Jian Wushuang recorded them one by one. After all, it is a life and death battle, so be careful. After doing all this, the king took him out of the arena. His fight with Carlo was set for a year later. And in the arena, there will be a life and death battle every 3 days. That is to say, more than 100 cosmic gods have completely fallen in 1 year. This figure is still exaggerated. The time in the outside world is calculated in epochs. I don't know how much the flow rate is different from the outside world. After leaving the arena, he asked about the black-robed python pattern the way. It seems that this is the first time he has seen the management personnel in Chaos City. After the Realm King heard it, explained with a smile, Hey, I'm going to tell you about this. She is the second consciousness in the entire realm of the realm who can exist forever. The first he is the king of the great realm. She is called Meteor, and it was given to the great Realm King by the great star official. It is not the consciousness of life, but similar to the Protoss. The great Realm King respects her very much, so do you, regardless of seniority, but you must respect her because her consciousness is connected to the entire Realm King God realm, and she is the here. God of the Realm King God realm? It's a bit of a twist, but it's not hard to understand. After chatting with the Realm King, they chatted in front of a restaurant. The strange thing is that there is no reception in the restaurant. They all go in. Find an empty room and you can stay. The restaurant is a cave world. Every room is a world. Seemingly small, the realm of the realm is actually infinitely large. Because overlapping space can be opened up. Although space can be infinitely large, it cannot carry more consciousness. Find an empty room, push the door and enter. It's a beautiful valley. There are fenced courtyards, streams, and low hills. Let's stay here now. There will be a life and death battle in 3 days. I will watch a few more games, but I haven't come back. I know. Jian Wushuang nodded. Also understand the small rules in the battle of life and death. For example, the green scale powerhouse who won the 7th battle today, his next battle, half a year later, will also encounter an opponent with 7 consecutive victories. Strong duel. Gold content is high. However, the blue scale powerhouse has a depressed consciousness and does not care about reincarnation. It is more like in the last time, he knows the ultimate secret about the starry sky and makes his life more exciting. Chapter 6200. In the days that followed, instead of practicing, he kept watching this life and death battle. At present, his realm still needs to improve a lot. The first is the source. In the starry sky, there is still no way to condense the long river of time and space. The origin of time and space is different from the long river of time and space. And the difference is huge. You can cultivate a space-time origin, but you cannot create a river of time and space. The difference in essence is billions of times. Because the master of the original universe of time and space can do it. But to create the long river of time and space, it needs the realm of the gods. With my current state, it is too difficult to create a long river of time and space. Without opening up the long river of time and space, he could not even cross the divine tribulation. This is his disorderly path. It is enough for someone else to open up a universe. He needs to open up a long river of time and space. If this can't be done, there is no need to compete against the stars. The king of the great realm. Seeing this existence who has opened up the realm king continent, you may be able to know that you are one step behind in the condensing of the long river of time and space. So he is not in a hurry to cultivate. Instead, watch the battle of life and death every day and bring yourself into it. Rekindle fighting spirit. I watched it for half a year. Most of the life and death battles are still 5-star universe gods. The 7-star gods of the universe are rarely seen in the battle of life and death. As for the life and death battle of the 8-star cosmic god, it may not happen once in hundreds of years. There are even fewer 9-star cosmic gods. In the entire realm of the gods, there are probably not 10 9-star cosmic gods who are willing to see the battle of life and death. It would be very good to be able to watch a life and death battle of the 7 stars cosmos god. This day, he came to the arena as usual. Along with him was the king of realms. Ordinary realm kings do not come. Only this time the life and death battle is special. The two sides have won 7 straight. Only 3 games away from a complete victory. Once you win, you will have to wait for the next 7-star god of the universe with 8 consecutive victories. There is a list of life and death in the arena. Among the 7-star universe gods, there is a super powerhouse with 9 consecutive victories. However, he has been waiting for hundreds of millions of years, but he can't wait for another 6-star universe who has won 9 consecutive victories. Of course, you can also wait and fight directly with the 8-star cosmic god. This is okay. And no matter how many streaks the opponent wins, they can challenge. With a gap of 1 star, no one dares to take such a risk. What's more, he has won 9 consecutive victories. To challenge the 8-star cosmic god is tantamount to dying, and the previous efforts have been in vain. Jian Wushuang does not have this confusion. If he can't wait for his opponent, then he will challenge the 7-star universe god. But I don't dare to be careless. If I encounter a super powerful among the 7-star cosmic gods, it will be over. In today's battle, do you know who is the most nervous? Who? Jian Wushuang was stunned when he heard the words. The king narrowed his eyes and said, "It's the butcher." Is that the 7-star universe who won the 9-game winning streak? Yes. The king nodded and said, the 7-star universe with 8 consecutive victories already exists. As long as there is a winner today, a 7-star universe with 9 consecutive victories will naturally appear, and the butcher can truly be freed. Butcher. This is the nickname taken in the realm of the king of the gods. A battle axe split out a 9-game winning streak. As a result, there is no opponent. There are only so many 7-star cosmic gods. How can there be so many lunatics? The first is billions of years. He is a cosmic who has just entered the realm of the king of the gods and began to see the battle of life and death. No one knows why. It was said that he was reincarnated. It is also said that he has lived to the end of his life and wants to know the ultimate secret in the starry sky. Opinions vary. The butcher himself never mentioned it. It has always been cold outside. The arena is rarely seen. This time he showed up. He stood on the sand platform, staring at everything. There is infinite power in his eyes. Jian Wushuang noticed the strength of the opponent with just one glance. Pure divine power is by no means an opponent. No wonder they won 9 in a row. This is the super powerhouse in the same rank. The key butcher is not a man from the temple of the gods. Born giants, it is only one word away from the giant gods. But it is different. He was barefoot, dressed in sackcloth, and had a battle axe around his waist. Shaped like a savage. After taking a glance, Jian Wushuang shook his head and said, "I can't be stronger than him." "So what, you want meet him anyway?" "Actually, I really want to try it." Jian Wushuang grinned. "If he takes the initiative to challenge the other party, I am afraid that another 9-game winning streak and 7-star universe who is about to appear will die of anger." Staring at the ring. Soon a familiar figure appeared. After simply reporting on the achievements of the two sides, the python-patterned girl came to an abrupt end. The battle in the arena also started. 2 7-star universe gods with 7 consecutive victories. There are 8-game winning streak, 9-game winning streak opponents waiting for them. It can be said that it is only 3 steps away from the ultimate mystery of the starry sky. Naturally prepare early. With one hand, they seized their respective weaknesses. Start hand-to-hand combat. The hum from the divine body. The divine body in the conscious world is simulated perfectly. Fighting again and again, the consumption is similar to the outside world. Jian Wushuang was fascinated by it, but the Real King next to him shook his head. "It's over, Long Chang is going to lose." Long Chang is the green scale powerhouse from before. The opponent is Yang Taishu. At this time, the fight between the two sides has reached a one-sided situation. Yang Taishu became stronger and stronger the more he fought, and Long Chang was already unable to resist. Victory will soon be decided. This Yang Taix's secret technique is really ruthless. Every attack can stack up a power, and now he probably has the combat power of a quasi-8-star cosmic god. Arcane stacking. There will be backlash, but the other party can always carry it. And there is no lack of support in the divine body. Obviously, the secret method has reached the perfect level. In this battle, there is indeed no suspense. The butcher also took the initiative to leave. Did not continue to watch. But Jian Wushuang always felt that Long Chang had not used his full combat power. Because every time you make a move, you are afraid. If you really don't have a whole card, you're about to fail again. Why not just fight the backwater? Even if it falls, it will be a wonderful battle. Long Chang is the of the universe after depression. You shouldn't be afraid of death. He won't really have a backhand. The Realm King also saw this problem. For a while, Jian Wushuang also became curious. The people on the field are all cosmic gods, not fools. The realms of the gods in the universe are similar. Even a 5-star cosmic god, as long as he has enough combat experience, he can see the problem. They are all looking forward to Long Chang's absolute counterattack. Unfortunately, the battle continued until the end, and Long Chang did not perform well. The divine body was completely shattered. It also represents a loss of consciousness. This made everyone very disappointed. That's it. Jian Wushuang couldn't help frowning. He definitely hides his strength. It's unlikely, right? The Realm King was a little unbelievable. Depressed universe gods are indeed a little weird. But it's not enough. Let's put water in the battle of life and death. It's been a 7-game winning streak, and suddenly you don't want to live? Everyone left with doubts. Chapter 6201. Jian Wushuang and the Realm King also walked out of the arena. Back at the restaurant, I was not in a hurry to return to the cave world. But on the balcony on the 2nd floor of the restaurant, drinking tea and chatting about what happened just now. Longchang is from the starry sky. He has a good background. He was also famous at the beginning. I didn't expect this kind of ending. To be honest, I'm optimistic about him going to fight the butcher. Jian Wushuang nodded slightly. The Realm King watched the battle of life and death much more than he did. Even the butcher's life and death battle has been seen. While the two were chatting, I saw Yang Taishu on the street. He looked lonely without the joy of victory. Walk slowly into the restaurant, directly into the cave world. There is indeed a problem. Jian Wushuang looked at the Realm King. There are doubts, but there is no way to ask directly. It can only be used for negotiation. Time flies. Another half-year has passed. Jian Wushuang's first life and death battle has also arrived. There are also many people watching the life and death battle of the six-star cosmic gods. And Jian Wushuang and Carlo are the first life and death battle. Everyone wants to see how the newcomers who join the six-star universe gods' life and death battle are doing. Maybe in the next battle, you will meet yourself. You cannot skip the first 3 games of the life and death battle. After winning 3 games in a row, you can take the initiative to challenge the god of the universe who is stronger than yourself. Of course, there are not many such lunatics. There was an 8-star cosmic who challenged the 9-star cosmic god. The result was a miserable loss. But the other party has no regrets. Just want to see the difference. This is not the case with Jian Wushuang. He wants to get back that sense of urgency. Fighting against the 6-star cosmic god, there is no pressure on him. Inside the arena, the Realm King was very at ease with Jian Wushuang and chatted with several cosmic gods next to him while drinking tea. King of the Northern Realm, is this your disciple? That's right. The Realm King nodded. Good guy, let your disciple participate in the battle of life and death. You can't do the thing of protecting the Tao as a Realm King? Humph. The Realm King snorted coldly. I am the Realm King, not a nanny. You think it's easy to protect the Tao. Who made you like doing this kind of thing? Indeed, the Realm King did this kind of thing a lot. The reason why he came to Realm King God Realm when he had nothing to do was to fool some people into reincarnating into the northern time and space. I will protect myself. As a result, after such a long period of time, there was not a single god in the universe. It was this time that the great Realm King personally took action and made Huiqing the god of the universe. Blue still relies on Danbao to become the of the universe, which has little to do with the king of the northern realm. After learning from the past, many universe gods no longer believe in the king of the northern realm. Often use this to make fun of each other. The battle on the field has already begun. Jian Wushuang let out a low drink, and his divine power suddenly soared. It has directly reached the level of quasi-7 stars. This made Carlos' expression change. Immediately panicked. His strength is also good. To choose a life and death battle is to go for 10 consecutive victories. Unexpectedly, he met the quasi-7-star universe in the first battle. Carlo clenched his fists with both hands and began to increase his divine power, reaching the quasi-7-star level as well. The universe gods who can come to see life and death have 2 brushes. This is also the reason why Jian Wushuang did not dare to challenge the 7 Tribulations realm easily. If you encounter hard stubble, you have to plant it. Go ahead. Carlo slowly put on a posture. Jian Wushuang is the same. The two of them just stared at each other for a short time, and then they started to shoot. The powerful divine forces collided together, shaking all around. Jian Wushuang punched out and slammed into the opponent's back. I just feel my hands go numb. Undefeated god body. Carlos smiled lightly and kicked Jian Wushuang. With both hands to block, it was blasted out directly. The whole person was shocked. It stopped slowly. Enough. Jian Wushuang felt very good instead. Otherwise, it's too simple to make sense. Right now, he hasn't used the ultimate inspiration technique. Shaking his wrist, he was thinking about how to break the opponent's undefeated body. That's a tortoise shell. Once broken, Carlo is the fish on the display board. Let him harass at will. Point out. Hanmang is shocked. Carlo chuckled lightly. This is useless to me. Your divine power is indeed very strong, but the foundation is a little worse. This evaluation is correct. Jian Wushuang's divine power is increased. Basic divine power pulls the hips naturally. But it's not the foundation. Then use the source to defeat you. Jian Wushuang raised his hand and pointed. The power of the stars exploded. The blue cold glow is like a sharp blade. This made Carlo look startled, a little flustered. Back quickly. Hand slammed to block. The palm is directly broken. There is also a crack in the body of not worshipping the gods. If you can hurt him, you can kill him. Carlo didn't dare to pick it up again, but Hanmang's speed was too fast. He had nowhere to hide. Then only attack. Take the initiative to attack and disrupt Jian Wushuang's fighting rhythm. The two also started a tug of war. Jian Wushuang kept retreating, and Carlo kept rushing up. The audience on the arena was very meaningful. Father, like son. This Jian Wushuang is just playing. He didn't use his full strength at all. Carlo is lost. Among the six-star universe gods, there is another fearful guy. Many six-star cosmic gods frowned. This time the two newcomers surprised them a lot. Whoever wins is a huge threat to them. But there is no way, everything has to be faced. Inside the arena. Jian Wushuang, do you just run away? Carlos' undefeated body was already broken. If it goes on like this, he will perish. You can stop if you want, then show your true strength. The other party gave him more than that. After being hanged for so long, I can still hold my breath. Obviously there are still cards that are useless. Has been relying on the undefeated body, dragging hard. Either there is really no trump card, or the trump card is so powerful that it cannot be exposed so early. I want to save it for later use. Carlo is the latter. He frowned and stopped suddenly. Just the first battle, you forced me to use all my strength. Jian Wushuang, you should be proud of this. As soon as Carlos' voice fell, the breath on his body began to change. Arcs surrounded by arcs, and black aura swept through the body. Shocking change, Aura of divine power swept around. At this time, Carlos' divine power has completely reached the level of the seven-star universe god. It's not bad that he is the god of the universe of the divine house, he really has a backing hand. Seven-star combat power, this life and death battle for the six-star cosmic is going to be exciting. Everyone on the viewing platform was excited. Most of them are cosmic gods who have not seen the battle of life and death, so naturally there is no pressure. The stressed one has frowned. King of the Northern Realm, you Jian Wushuang of Northern Time and Space, I am afraid it will be finished. Tithise, I didn't see the indifferent face of the Northern Realm King, maybe there is something behind. The Realm King said indifferently, it doesn't matter to me whether I win or lose. That being said, only he knows Jian Wushuang's true strength. Not to mention 7-star combat power, but quasi 8-star combat power, what about 8-star combat power? Chapter 6203. Jian Wushuang can even cut Shilu. He had seen the power of that sword with his own eyes. Although it needs to gather sword intent, it is very troublesome. But over the years, Jian Wushuang has been accumulating sword intent, which he can see. That sword can be left to the end, or leave it to the strongest opponent. On the field, Carlo, who leaked his trump card, directly suppressed Jian Wushuang. The suppression of divine power, as well as the suppression of speed. However, Carlos' repeated attacks failed to make Jian Wushuang retreat. The powerful divine power is no threat to Jian Wushuang. He uses Zizai Extreme Mind technique, which can be easily resolved. The important thing is the turtle shell on the other side. Must be broken. Otherwise, he can't hurt each other. After being suppressed, he simply used Zizai Ji Gong directly. What's the matter? Carlos' heart moved. Suddenly, Jian Wushuang's movements became smoother. But the divine power clearly did not increase. The combat power has risen to a terrifying level. You can easily get rid of him without doing anything. You've been hiding your strength, right? Carlo couldn't help but ask. Jian Wushuang nodded lightly when he heard the words. Anyway, the other party is a dying person, there is nothing that can't be said. In the first game, did I lose? Carlo felt a sense of powerlessness. Jian Wushuang could not be touched at all. And Jian Wushuang seemed to be playing tricks on him, and he didn't take the initiative to attack. Just hang him. Give me a treat. Carlo is going crazy. The audience on the arena is just like him. Especially those 6-star universe gods. This Jian Wushuang actually has the speed of the 7 stars cosmic god. How come I haven't heard of it in the Realm King continent before? Jian Wushuang. Indeed an unfamiliar name. Although there are quite a few cosmic gods in the Realm King continent, they are the strongest with the combat power of the 7-star cosmic gods. Most of them have names and surnames, so it's impossible not to have heard of them. Unless the other party has been in retreat and never came out. That is simply impossible, and it is too exaggerated to be able to have the combat power of the 7 stars cosmic god without being able to retreat all the time. Just when the universe gods in the audience were surprised. Jian Wushuang also found the opponent's weakness. Unbeaten? That is absolutely impossible. Otherwise, why would the other party fall? There will always be weaknesses to be found. I found you. Jian Wushuang's figure flickered, completely suppressing the opponent's speed. It was too easy for him to get close. When he was in front of Carlo, the other party hadn't reacted. He was instructed to destroy the undefeated body of God. The tortoise shell shattered instantly. Carlo was relieved. He stared at Jian Wushuang. So you've been looking for my weakness. His tone was calm, even in the face of death. It's not too embarrassing to lose to you. You can beat me easily, but you have to find the weakness of the undefeated body. I admire it. Any last words? Maybe I can help you. Jian Wushuang was not in a hurry. He doesn't know the other party. Although this is the world of consciousness, it is the most cruel death. No, as early as the moment I fell, I explained everything. It was an accident to come here, and it was an accident to meet you. Before I die, I will give you a piece of advice. Don't be careless, and don't feel that you are invincible and undefeated. It's fake, and falling is the way back. This statement seems simple, but it is profound. Undefeated, it is indeed fake. Even starry sky pioneers have to worry about the invasion of disordered land. Protoss will miss some time. Not to mention the god of the universe. They are still a constant threat. Longevity has already been able to do it. Although he has escaped from the supreme catastrophe, he has not escaped from this starry sky. The end of the road has also been locked. The road is dead. Their way back, of course, is to fall. Word, I got it. Jian Wushuang's eyes also sharpened. The final blow was decisive. It shouldn't be too painful. A hand knife easily shattered the source of the opponent's divine body. Fall instantly. Consciousness dissolves and feeds back into the realm of consciousness. The battle is over. The python-printed girl came out, first congratulating Jian Wushuang on his victory, and then reporting the time of the next life and death battle. And gave him a great axe medal. There are many life and death battles for the 6-star cosmic gods. There are many who won the first game. So the schedule is very close in 3 years. Jian Wushuang was not too happy at this time, not because of the pressure his opponent put on him. Rather, he put pressure on his opponent. On the viewing platform, a small 6-star god of the universe radiated fear. How could it be me, so many 6-star cosmic gods? How could it be me? He roared unwillingly. Let the cosmic on the side also have a pitiful look. There are also depressed cosmic gods who feel that the other party is ashamed. 2 people. 2 views. Only Jian Wushuang respects the opponent's will. His second opponent is not the depressed universe god, and he is not pursuing a wonderful death in battle. Instead, he imagined that he succeeded in the 10 battles and could be reincarnated into the giant god race. Although he was unwilling, he still complied. This is his choice to face. The first battle was won. Jian Wushuang walked out of the arena in despair. Jian Wushuang, you've changed. The Realm King who followed up said, you don't have the bloodthirsty look you used to have. This may be the aftermath of the fall. Hate fighting. Hate death. Whether it's yourself or someone else. Originally thought he had recovered, but now it seems that he still drew a circle for himself. Lord Realm King, am I a failure? Nothing. Jian Wushuang, you are the pride of the northern time and space. You are in the ancient moon time and space, the of life, the secret method of resurrection has 1/3 of your credit, killing the metal life, protecting the Wanlu Shenmu, even Lord Weiss appreciates it. You also protected your home world, protected the inheritance of the Qi Temple, killed the Star of Death, and merged with Hui Qing. How high-spirited you were. Thinking about the current Qi Temple, it is the largest force in the northern time and space. The Realm King recounted the merits he made in the first place. These are the glories to outsiders. But after he made it, he didn't feel much. Qi Temple? Back then, he entered the Qishan Temple in order to become stronger without sacrificing means. Cooperate with the White King to sacrifice Tsongshan in blood. Like a devil. As a result, the blood sacrificed a big man, the goddess Jiang Shang. In the end, Hui Qing's master and apprentice were divided into life and death. Now he has not been able to save his disciple, and instead has to run around to save him. At first, the White King blocked him. Later, the White King fell, and he let the gods kill Broly's father. In the end, another terrifying existence was provoked. He is also in the Qi Temple, mixed between the gods and the true spirits. Obtained a lot of resources and made rapid progress. He was very happy at that time. He also met Gong Miaoi, and the other party in the pit finally fell with hatred. Until the emergence of Dishing, he finally did something. Chapter 6204. I went to the ancient moon space and time to fight for inheritance. Fight for protection. It was not until he returned to the Qishan Temple and killed the living that he had some solace. Then to the later Realm King continent. There is always a crisis around. Because of him, many people have fallen. Now he has fallen. It seemed like it was all over, maybe long overdue. This world is very good, even if the consciousness is depressed, it is also good to really fall in the end. I'm just a little sorry for Teacher Xuani. This is the only concern in his heart. Jian Wushuang, don't think about it, it'll take you to a place to relieve boredom. Anyway, the following battles did not pose any threat to Jian Wushuang. No more going to the arena to watch life and death battles. Otherwise, it will make him even more depressed. It also made Jian Wushuang feel the horror of depression. Completely deny yourself. But don't get depressed. The king of the realm knows this well, and those in the authorities are obsessed by those who are on the sidelines. Jian Wushuang doesn't think that he is depressed, but that his existence will bring more threats to the friends around him. Realm King God Realm, the northwest frontier. The scene here is very different from the realm of the King of God that Jian Wushuang saw. The scene here can be said to be like the end of the world. The mountains and seas roared. In the blink of an eye, the mountains fell and the sea water poured in. There are also thunderstorms in the sky. This is exactly the same as the center of the realm of the King of Gods. This is the weakest place in the world of consciousness. There is a strong consciousness that has been invading here. If it wasn't for the great Realm King, I'm afraid the whole world of consciousness would have been shattered long ago. Who is so courageous to invade this place? Jian Wushuang was surprised. This is the realm of consciousness. In the place created by the great Realm King, who in the entire starry sky has the courage. Jian Wushuang's eyes moved, and he thought of the land of disorder. Disorder, I promise. In the starry sky, whether it is the long river of time and space or the Realm King continent, it is the target of the beasts, including the world of consciousness. A place of disorder. Jian Wushuang's eyes were deep, and there were many guesses in his heart. The place of disorder, will it be the ultimate place of the world? The starry sky was born. The supreme rule was born. It seems to be the source of everything. This made him very interested in the ultimate secret in the starry sky. Although it has nothing to do with fighting spirit, it finally gave him some comfort. At least I have a thought in my mind. Not like before, not wanting anything. I'm too lazy to practice. Lord Realm King, you brought me here, I think I understand. When the Realm King heard the words, he smiled lightly, Actually, I just want you to see, some places are too small to control people. The same is true for you. The road is very long. Where are you going now? The threat of moss. You haven't helped me eradicate it yet. Don't lose your fighting spirit and go down. Jian Wu double nodded his head. By the way, Lord Realm King, can the brokenness here be repaired? Of course, those cosmic gods who receive tasks to accumulate luck are to repair the loopholes in the world of consciousness. If you want to make this world more real and stable, you must understand these broken places. Then what shall I do? Jian Wushuang looked at the broken ground in front of him, unable to start. From the brokenness, the destruction is felt. That is a disordered force. Once it invades the entire world of consciousness, it will be destroyed here. The whole thing is simple. Chaos City has a treasure that absorbs this kind of power. When you take the quest, they will give it to you, but you need to eliminate the consciousness you absorbed. It is to use your consciousness to eliminate the broken consciousness you absorbed. In fact, it is still a battle, but a battle of deep consciousness. Jian Wushuang listened in the fog. After carefully identifying it, I understood it in my heart. Simply put, treat the consciousness of the broken land as a world beast invading from the disorderly land. Consciousness is invisible. The reason why Jian Wushuang can appear here is because of the world of consciousness. With the realm of consciousness, there will be awareness of the present. The consciousness of the beast will also be present in the depths of the broken land. But that doesn't make much sense. Forcibly attacking will only cost more. It is better to disperse consciousness and slowly nibble. What Jian Wushuang has to do is to use specific treasures to absorb the consciousness of those invading beasts. Then use your own consciousness to clarify. Battle of consciousness. Let's go back. Jian Wushuang intends to clear these consciousnesses from today. Although his strength is not the strongest in the realm of kings and gods. But willpower arguably comes first. Consciousness is mind power. Willpower is the power in the brain. That power is even more magical. The higher the talent, the stronger the willpower in the brain. Seeing Jian Wushuang regaining his confidence from here, the Realm King was very happy. The two left immediately. Returned to Chaos City. Town Evil Palace. There are more cosmic gods here. Depressed cosmic gods are, after all, a minority, and even fewer are able to see the battle of life and death. Jian Wushuang walked into the hall. Many people looked over. To be precise, look at the great axe medal on his chest. Jian Wushuang. He is Jian Wushuang, who shined in the battle of life and death today. How could he come here? After seeing the battle of life and death, no one will come here to collect tasks to accumulate luck. So it's hard to see the of the universe wearing the great axe medal here. In their opinion, those cosmic gods who see the battle of life and death are all lunatics. However, seeing Jian Wushuang coming in, a kind smile still leaked out. Jian Wushuang went straight to the counter in the main hall. Nobody operates here. If you want to receive the task, you only need to inject consciousness into the luck list above the main hall. Jian Wushuang's thoughts moved and he entered the luck list. There are also rows of names above. First, the mountain accumulated luck value, 1,000,000 points. Reincarnated, willpower, the ultimate universe god. This is a 9-star universe god. However, the title of the ultimate cosmic can be added. It is estimated that it is very close to expanding the universe into spacetime. The people who can come to the world of consciousness are the arrogances of the heavens. They are the gods of time and space who hope to become practitioners. Of course, this requires reincarnation. When you reach the 9 tribulations realm, take the initiative to expand the universe and reach the realm of the Lord of Time and Space. There are also some heaven-defying generation who can break all laws with one force and become the of time and space directly. There are 2 kinds of spacetime gods. Most of them are still innate spacetime gods. For example, the Realm King and Danbao become an innate spacetime god. There is no spacetime god's combat power. Only the combat power of the cosmic can reach the 9-star cosmic god and expand the universe to become a long river of time and space. It is the of space and time. This was also learned from the Great Realm King. It's just that many cosmic gods didn't have a firm will at the beginning, and they were anxious to break through to become cosmic gods. After reaching the 9 stars cosmic god, his strength has reached its peak. It is difficult to improve further, and he will choose reincarnation. Chapter 6205. Without that courage, consciousness will be depressed. Jian Wushuang has the origin of the starry sky, so naturally he will not consider this. He hadn't thought about that either. It was only after seeing this ultimate cosmic that I thought of this. The other party should just be unable to go on, so he chose to enter the world of consciousness to accumulate luck and then reincarnate. The best way to reincarnate is to accumulate luck. A life and death battle is too risky, and the odds of winning 10 games are about the same as against the sky. Do not. It's the reverse sky. The 9-star universe directly shattered himself and forcibly expanded the universe into a long river of time and space. This is even a space-time god. In other words, it is also the master of time and space. At the beginning, Jian Wushuang thought so. It's just a lot more complicated than he guessed. Reincarnated with 1,000,000 points of luck, it is estimated that you can already enter the giant clan. Jian Wushuang looked at the list in a trance. There are many names on the list. As many as tens of millions. It is estimated that it has been built from here and accumulated to the present. Otherwise, there are so many universe gods. Since the starry sky was opened, the endless years and the tens of millions of reincarnated cosmic gods are already incredible. The first million luck value. The second is only 600,000. A big difference. Jian Wushuang glanced at his ranking. After 10 million, the luck value is 0. But he didn't need to be mad to be alive. Hui Qing and the others will gather Yuan to save him. And his consciousness is disordered, similar to that of a world beast. The supreme rules of the starry sky can't control him either. Receive the task. As soon as his thoughts moved, his consciousness also came out of the list. An oval gray-white pot appeared in his hand. Magic pot. I saw the magic pot appear in his hand. The universe gods in the hall were all stunned. What is this Jian Wushuang going to do? In the second battle of his life and death battle, just 3 years later, he even got the luck mission? Crazy, don't go to prepare for the battle, really come to take the task. Many people do not understand. What do you know? I watched the battle today. Jian Wushuang has the combat power of the 7-star cosmic god, and there is no pressure at all in the second battle. I think I'm just curious and want to try it out. He glanced at the crowd disdainfully. Then he's quite crazy. The 6-star universe god has a few perverted powerhouses. I wonder how he compares to the jade-faced Buddha? Corn Buddha? Hearing this name, the expressions of many people sank. This is an extremely terrifying 6-star universe god. They won all 9 battles, and they all killed their opponents with one move. Because of the huge gap between the strength and the rest of the players, no one has been ranked. Still on hold now. Wait for an opponent of similar strength. After 7 battles, opponents will be matched according to their strength. The difference can't be too big, so it will be put on hold. Otherwise, the jade-faced Buddha would have already left in full victory. Although they are also very optimistic about Jian Wushuang, they are still a lot worse than that very character. Because today's Jian Wushuang battle of life and death, it seems that winning is not so simple. Jian Wushuang didn't care what others thought of him. He took the magic pot and walked out of the Temple of Evil. This time he was alone. Go to the northwest border. Back to the Broken Lands again. The shattering of consciousness is a silent battle. He took out the magic pot and began to absorb it towards the broken place. Manipulating this treasure is very simple, that is, manipulating it with mind power. However, the treasure also has a drawback. It is easy to fill up. Not too long ago, the magic pot is full. As soon as the thought force moved, he entered the magic pot. Begin to clearly absorb the destructive consciousness. After he entered the magic pot, he realized that this was a world. It's magical all around. Like hell. Wow. In front of him, at this time, there appeared a figure full of evil aura. Is a world beast. The new kid. The world beast was very relaxed, without any pressure at all. In the magic pot, the consciousness of the beast will be suppressed. And the magic pot allocated is also very particular. The basic divine power of Jian Wushuang is the 6-star universe god, and the magic pot allocated is the 6-star artifact. The destructive consciousness absorbed can at most condense the world beast of the 6-star universe god. However, the consciousness of the beast will be suppressed in the magic pot. To be precise, only 5-star combat power. Jian Wushuang can kill with a single thought. Aren't you afraid of me? So he was very surprised by the other party's attitude. What's there to be afraid of? It's nothing more than being beheaded by you, saying that you are a newcomer. You are really a pure newcomer. Why don't I explain it to you? I would like to hear about it. Jian Wushuang bowed his hands very politely. He didn't realize that the world beast wanted to punish him or play a conspiracy. This is the magic pot world, and the other party has no threat. You're welcome, let's talk to you. The so-called realm of the realm of the realm is actually the world of consciousness. You should know that, but do you know what the bearer of this world of consciousness is? The consciousness of the great realm king? You guessed it right, it is indeed the consciousness of the great realm king. In fact, I didn't come for the consciousness realm, but to destroy the great realm king. Damn this man, he even raised the cultivator's level again. Going up, the land of disorder must eradicate such practitioners. Jian Wushuang was surprised when he heard the words. He didn't expect the other party to be this reason. World beasts are inherently evil and shouldn't devour everything. Don't they need any reason? Seeing his surprised eyes, the world beast continued, Hey, in fact, the land of disorder is not as bad as you cultivators think, but it is also as good. We were born to exclude dissidents, and the starry sky is dissidents, so we are mortal enemies. There is no need for any reason, we must divide the mortal enemies of life and death. You are quite direct. Jian Wushuang couldn't help but praise the other party. There is no twist and turn, and the relationship between the two parties is directly stated. What is this? I even had a drink with your great realm king back then, and the day before I destroyed the consciousness realm, I specially notified him. After the world beast finished speaking, he burst out laughing. Appreciate his own openness. If that's the case, then there's nothing to say, it's just that this world will lose its wonderful soul. Jian Wushuang really couldn't bear to kill the other party, if only he could enslave him. When the beast heard the words, he was stunned for a moment, then laughed. You are a newcomer, maybe it's not worth it, I won't die, what you killed is just a consciousness, we will continue to meet in a while. Do not believe? You then absorb the broken consciousness, we will meet later. After he finished speaking, he automatically dissipated his consciousness. Jian Wushuang's eyes widened, this was the first time he had met such an opponent. The world beast disappeared, and a trace of luck was added after his name on the luck list. A trace of luck cannot be calculated. Need to condense the fruit of luck, it is a point. Chapter 6206. And if you want to condense the fruit of luck, you need to eliminate the broken consciousness of the 9-star universe level. What has been eliminated now is nothing but the broken consciousness of the 6-star cosmic god. Jian Wushuang calculated carefully, I am afraid that it will not be able to condense a fruit of luck for hundreds of millions of years. He is a 6-star cosmic and can only be at the border. The 9-star universe god, with a magic pot, can go deep into it. Gained luck is also faster. Most of the 9-star universe gods chose to reincarnate when they obtained 10,000 luck points. Because in the world of consciousness, more consciousness is consumed. Don't be reincarnated, your consciousness is so weak that you fall asleep, and that's the end. Will backfire. Jian Wushuang's mind power left the magic pot and continued to absorb those broken consciousness. After the absorption was full, the other party appeared again. This time Jian Wushuang asked more things. The other party is also very good at talking, as long as you ask, just say it. Of course, Some particularly secret things will not be told to him. From the other party's words, Jian Wushuang knew that there was only one world beast that invaded here. That is the beast in front of him. So the opponent is immortal. Morosa, if you attack the great realm king alone, are you not afraid of the star spirits killing you? Jian Wushuang was a little curious that the other party was so courageous. Being able to invade the consciousness of the great realm king shows that the other party is not weak, and it is also a high level in the land of disorder. But it is not the opponent of Protoss, otherwise it will attack the starry sky. Protoss. The world beast sneered. This is the world of consciousness. The consciousness of the great realm king can't carry the celestial spirit, so I am immortal. Jian Wushuang then reacted. No wonder the other party has no fear. Also, let me tell you, you'd better reincarnate quickly. There will be a consciousness stronger than me in the disordered land, ready to invade this place, and the consciousness world will be even weaker. It's useless to accumulate those luck. Some things require talent, and the same is true in the land of disorder. There are powerful world beasts and weak world beasts. Speaking of this, Morosa's words changed, and then he said, I think your consciousness is good. It is better to be reincarnated in a disorderly place. I will find you a good body, and there will be no less than a starry sky. The territory of this place is not 100 times more chic than if you stayed in the starry sky to be a cultivator. No wonder. Jian Wushuang smiled bitterly. No wonder you told me so much. I'm afraid you have fooled all the universe gods who came here, just to pull them into the land of disorder. You finally got smart for a while. That's what I thought. If you have one less universe god, we are equal to 2 battle strengths. Then think too much. Jian Wushuang's mental power burst into a powerful beam of light, instantly killing the opponent's consciousness. Mind force left the magic pot again, and then absorbed consciousness. Again and again, 3 years passed in a flash. Also got up and left here. Return to Chaos City and return your magic pot. He went to the arena. This time he was easy. Arriving at the arena, only to find that the opponent has not arrived yet. The Python pattern girl watching the time. Once the time is up, if the opponent has not yet arrived, it is directly determined that Jian Wushuang wins. But the opponent will surely fall. Northwest Frontier. The place where Jian Wushuang had just left. A figure appeared here. He is not here to clear the broken consciousness of the invasion. Instead, he was ready to negotiate with the beast. Morosa, I promise you, reincarnated in the land of disorder. This person is the one who fought Jian Wushuang to the death. He knew he was no match. Now prepare to take refuge in the land of disorder. But things are not that easy, because when they came, the consciousness marked where the great realm king was. Once you compromise with the beast, consciousness dissipated instantly. Although Morosa is comparable to the great realm king. But this is the realm of the great realm king. Also helpless. Still earn. At least one cosmic is missing. Inside the arena, Jian Wushuang wins. The python-printed girl directly gave Jian Wushuang the great axe medal. Your next life and death battle will be 30 years later. This time the delay was longer. Because the opponents are very right and need to be matched one by one. After 7 consecutive victories, every weight required tens of thousands of epics. Even weighted. Jian Wushuang doesn't care about this. He won't wait. After 3 consecutive victories, he will challenge those 7-star universe gods. By then there will be no waiting. After leaving the arena, he went straight to the Temple of Evil. But this time, the magic pot he took was not at the level of the 6-star cosmic god, but 9 stars. Because no one operates here, you just have to choose. This Jian Wushuang has just participated in the battle of life and death, and came to receive the task. It seems that he doesn't want to try it out of curiosity. There is a coward who was eliminated directly if he didn't come. I'm afraid this Jian Wushuang is even more unscrupulous, and he doesn't care about the life and death battle that follows. You do not say. A lot of people are talking about it. Jian Wushuang left this place. Go to the northwest border. This time, he used the Jiuxing magic pot to enter the depths of the border, where has lost consciousness. It's an actual black rock. Surviving here is difficult. Consciousness wears off quickly. Jian Wushuang didn't waste time, directly said that the herdsman would absorb those broken consciousness. This time it took a full month to absorb it. As soon as the thought force moved, he entered the jade pot. He appeared almost at the same time as the beast. 9-star magic pot? Morosa looked surprised. Boy, do you really want to live? Try it and you'll know. Jian Wushuang looked calm. The consciousness of the world beast absorbed by the Jiuxing magic pot is the combat power of the Jiuxing cosmic god, but because the magic pot itself is refined by the great realm king, it will suppress the consciousness of the world beast. Now Morosa has only 8-star combat power. But in Morosa's view, even if the battle strength of 8 stars is not something that Jian Wushuang can compete with. You can kill Jian Wushuang with just one breath. Tiske, I think you really want to die. Morosa sneered. I really want to give you a chance, it's a pity. Reincarnated in a land of disorder? It was a huge scam. Because no one has ever succeeded. Even if it succeeds, it can't be passed back. In fact, many people are aware of this. Helpless to face death, or after depression and collapse. That's when he noticed that he was reincarnated into a place of disorder. The great realm king had persuaded him at first, but unfortunately it was of no use. Some people can't wake up, can't get out at all. Reincarnated in the land of disorder is just a set of rhetoric of the beast. Once you give up resistance, you will be swallowed by the beasts. Increase your own awareness. This is why Morosa did not give Jian Wushuang a chance to reincarnate this time. Because he has the strength to kill Jian Wushuang and then devour the opponent's consciousness. No need to cheat. Why, don't you persuade you to reincarnate this time? The corner of Jian Wushuang's mouth leaked ridicule, and he also pulled out the sword of myriad tribulations. Chapter 6207. Cling. The sword light is dazzling. The terrifying power of disorder is also surrounding the sword. Morosa saw this, and there was a look of fear in his eyes. The fear that came from consciousness seemed to be brought to him by nature. Haha, nothing to say? Jian Wushuang sneered. There was actually another reason why he was in such a hurry to come back. Know why your opponent doesn't show up. It was swallowed by the opponent. Don't be complacent, even if you have 7-star combat power, you won't be my current opponent. Morosa was still stubborn. At the same time, it also saw the potential of Jian Wushuang's horror. Never stay. Maybe it will be the next realm king god, or even the great realm king in the future. In a disordered place, such arrogance is not allowed in the starry sky. Must be removed. Immediately, a terrifying black mist spread. Divine power has also reached the peak of the 8-star cosmic god. Destroy me! Morosa punched out, and with a huge buzzing sound, the black mist condensed into a monster with an ugly face, and shot towards Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang was unmoved, holding the sword of myriad tribulations in his hand, his consciousness rose. Although he is not the universe god, the power of consciousness is much stronger than the universe god. This sword is for disorder. Everlasting is also an enemy. Disorder and order. He shouted violently, and the sword shadow came out instantly. Directly shattered the black mist murderer. The figure flickered, actively rushing towards the beast. How is it possible for you? Morosa said in disbelief. Jian Wushuang's divine power is not so powerful, but it can burst out such terrifying consciousness. Directly suppressed him. Especially this sword. Disorder and order? Morosa also panicked, and gathered the black mist with both hands to form a giant shield, trying to stop it. You can't stop it. The sword light erupted again, and countless beams shot up into the sky. A sword cold glow erupted. The giant shield shattered instantly. Morosa's consciousness also disappeared immediately. Morosa, who was absorbed into the magic pot, is already dead. The main consciousness of the outside world suddenly felt the pressure. The consciousness that contained the 9-star cosmos was gone. It would take him millions of years to recover. Or absorb a 9-star cosmic to recover. Damn, Jian Wushuang, a little 6-star cosmic god, can actually kill my 9-star consciousness. Morosa was unwilling but also fearful. Such a power against the power of disorder made him a little uneasy. Jian Wushuang's thoughts came out of the magic pot. With a change of face, he looked towards the black rocks and said coldly, "Morosa, let's continue." Using the magic pot, he continued to absorb Morosa's power of consciousness. A month later, the magic pot is full again. He also entered it once again, beheading Morosa with one sword. Even if the opponent has 8-star combat power, there is no threat to him. One-shot kill. The consciousness of beheading Morosa, his consciousness is also increasing. Devour? This is his old business. However, he still left a trace of strength to the realm of the realm. Returned to the realm of the King of Gods. And his contribution value has soared to the top 1 million in 1 year. This shocked the universe gods of the entire realm of the kings. From the ranking of more than 10 million, it rushed to the top 1 million in 1 year. And it's fast. Almost never stopped. Regardless of the weakening of consciousness, he has been destroying Morosa's consciousness. 3 years passed quickly. Jian Wushuang beheaded Morosa almost 40 times. If it hadn't taken too long for the magic pot to absorb, he could have swallowed more. During these times, his divine power did not increase much, but his consciousness increased rapidly. What if I absorb all of Morosa's consciousness? Jian Wushuang's eyes lit up, and the feeling was unimaginable. That is random guesswork. It is impossible to really swallow the opponent's consciousness. The weakening of Morosa in recent years is just a drop in the bucket. To completely solve Morosa, I am afraid it will take hundreds of millions of epochs. And if the other party is seriously injured, they will escape. It is impossible to let him die in vain. Morosa's body should be a super strong man similar to the Great Realm King. If you want to rely on consumption, it is estimated that there is not much hope of consuming the opponent, but it is good to be able to drive the opponent away. Jian Wushuang nodded secretly in his heart. As long as he can drive away this threat, he can be considered a great achievement. In the blink of an eye, the battle of life and death arranged by the arena began. The third opponent has a quasi-7-star combat power, but compared to him, it is still a lot worse. Fortunately, the other party's consciousness is depressed, and there will be no burden in killing him. In order to follow each other's wonderful battle, he has been suppressing his strength, and at the last moment he only defeated the opponent with a bit of luck. Before he fell, the other party smiled at him. It's a relief. In fact, with his current willpower, he can burst into a quasi-8-star combat power. To deal with the consciousness of the beast, he can explode the 9-star combat power. And he will continue to get stronger. After winning the 3rd-class Great Axe medal, the 4th battle was scheduled 20 years later. In this regard, he was not as concerned as he used to be, and briefly shared his thoughts with the Realm King, and then rushed to the border. After the king heard his thoughts, he stayed where he was, unable to calm down for a long time. Absorb Morosa? Jian Wushuang, you are such a freak. Although he couldn't accompany Jian Wushuang to the border, he could go to Jinxia Hall and keep an eye on Jian Wushuang's ranking. Every month it jumps up a place, even hundreds of places. Kill the 9-star world beast consciousness once a month. It's almost half a point of merit. 1 year is 6 merit points. 10 years is 60. 100,000 years is 60,000. If Jian Wushuang never stops, I am afraid that in 200,000 years, it will be able to completely win the first position. The people in Jinxia Hall looked anxious. Want this guy's consciousness weaken? Being able to keep fighting, he is a treasure with increased awareness. Everyone's eyes leaked in disbelief. 10 years have passed and Jian Wushuang has not stopped. Now it's another decade. Jian Wushuang has already entered the top 100,000. Frontier. In disorderly devouring. Jian Wushuang is like the terminator of all this. Let the terrifying Morosa hate to the bone. It was no longer Morosa who was terrifying now, but Jian Wushuang. Morosa was already starting to get scared. In just 20 years, the consciousness he lost will take an era to recover. This is more than what he consumed in the previous hundreds of epochs. Hundreds of epochs consume this consciousness, not to mention that his consciousness of devouring the realm of the realm of the realm can restore himself. It can be said that a simple recovery can be offset. But since Jian Wushuang appeared, not only has he devoured the realm of the realm of the realm slower, but now he has no time to recover himself. Jian Wushuang, let's make peace. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.